is your Wednesday night sports delight, the platform sports talk show. Wait a minute. There we go. No more music because it's your boy Smoooth and
it's your girl Bunny.
Now, you know what? Before I even continue on with, our normal lingo, we got something special for y'all. It's been a long time since I'm able to say this, and I'm definitely excited to do this. But for the first time in almost a year, it's a certain individual in the room. And go ahead and say your piece, man.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? If you don't know who it is, I'll tell you who it is. It's Stanton, baby. Oh.
Yes. He's back.
Back in the building.
He's back in the getaway.
I'm in the getaway, man. You know what? I had to get away to the getaway. Man. Oh, man.
Cue up the Bobby Brown song.
I got to get away. Right. Yes,
hey,
but
wait,
Stan is here.
Real quick. Smooth. You're vaccinated, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm vaccinated as well.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Does this mean for the first time in a year, in over a year, we about to have a knuckle punch?
For the first time in almost over a year, man.
Here
we go.
Hold on.
There we go. It's been a long time. Feels good to be back, man.
Man, it feels great to be back, man.
And with that being said, the platform sports talk show, your Wednesday night sports light when it's about sports.
It's been a long time, but it becomes our business.
And business.
Yes.
And business just picked up. What's going on?
What's
up,
what
man?
Is happening?
Bunny, it's good to see you.
It's been a while since we had to
Can't wait till you make your miraculous return as well. Make sure the logo ain't in the shot. I ain't trying to send nobody no money. Damn, they got it strategically placed where you can drink it.
Yeah, it almost looked like y'all doing product placement. You doing some advertisements or something? Getting them Google ads in? What's good?
Getting them.
I ain't doing nothing. I'm just chilling.
I'm just drinking.
I am just chilling.
Chaotic.
Happy hump day to everyone.
Hey,
you already got a lot of sports going on live while we on the air, so if y'all can.
Hey, we got ours too, man. Hey, we got ours right in front of us.
Sports games.
This is, like I said last week, man, one of the best times of the year to have NBA, NHL playoffs going on, baseball getting right to the summer months, NFL training, going to OTAs, the whole nine. So it's just a freaking great time if you're a sports fan right now. Because about a year ago to this day, it was like nothing going on.
Not a thing. Only thing that was probably going on was fanless, empty, soundless, mute, weird sounding wrestling.
And the virus spread through the air.
And the that Jordan documentary.
Yeah.
A great documentary.
Yeah.
I've watched it again on Netflix.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
The Last Dance?
Yep.
Can't get enough of it.
I'm about to watch it for the
third
time.
Go keep your reference. Because the Lakers got their own version of it. Or the Magic, I should say. But it's still going to be a little different, though.
They still got different. They still got Kobe's last season. Remember, he had a video crew for that entire season.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a trend when you have these. I don't know if D-Wade did it, but when you have people that have phenomenal careers, they should have their last season documented.
LeBron gonna do it for sure.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be just
MJ
crazy.
Probably did it, but they probably gonna wait to air that.
Speaking of which, they were saying that some way somehow MJ gonna make an appearance on Space Jam 2.
Yeah, Don Cheadle said that. I feel like it's a gag and it's gonna be some. They gonna have a shot of the back of the jersey or something like that. I feel like that's what it's gonna be.
Hey, MJ's still in Gatorade commercials as we speak. So your boy, his longevity in marketing. Him and Shaq. They've been out of the game how long?
Oh yeah, Shaq got PhDs, owned stake in Walmart and all these businesses.
He's a sheriff.
He went back to school. He's a sheriff.
Doctor.
Like he does have his doctorate in something. Yeah. I can't remember what it is, but he's got it. Like Shaq is official.
He's got it.
So these young cats don't know these dudes. When they hate that, they know them on commercials and nothing else.
Man, look up a Shaq highlight reel. It'll blow your mind. Look up Shaq versus MJ at the All-Star game. That's fun to watch.
Yes, it was. Him doing the little...
and then he got it off. I'm like, what?
Right.
I know Mike was hurt. Mike was like, I'm going to get you. I don't know how.
No, this fool didn't just do that to me.
Look, they on the same team, but Mike looked at him. I'm going to get you.
Hey, Mike had that.
Because who not still happy, who used to play with Mike, is Kwame Brown. Y'all, we on week number 2 with that drama.
Hey,
I said it before. Y'all
Bunny,
dudes, them dudes is fighting like some girls.
Bunny, save that for later, especially when we have our special guests on. I'm saving everything, all NBA, until we get our special guest on the show with us. So just save that, put a pin there, write it down, put on your phone, because I do have like some part 2 stuff we got to talk about in regards to him, the NBA playoffs, and everything else NBA related. But first, once again, thanks for tuning in to our show. If you're watching for the first time, we appreciate it. Leave all comments. If you're on Facebook, you got to go to the platform Sports Talk Show and leave comments so we can interact with each and every one of y'all. If you on Bunny's page or Stan or mine or our special guest, leaving comments, saying all this good stuff, we can't see it. So it has to be on Facebook under the platform Sports Talk Show. Make sure y'all follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, go on YouTube, subscribe, click on that
bell. Damn it.
There we go. Because anytime we go live.
Oh, I get it again, Stan? I can do it again?
Yes, I do bell.
Because you two will be notified.
There it is.
When did you get a bell? Huh?
So how long has it been now?
Now, wait a minute. It's been that long?
It has for him. He has been away for a little minute.
It's been a minute. I've been busy, man. My Wednesdays have been jam-packed.
We talking about the vaccine been out and I had a bill. So what? We talking about mid-COVID. I didn't have a bill.
Hey, man.
Like, when the pre-COVID is going on?
Hey, I'm trying.
Keep trying, and Joe Bo will let you have it. He's like, you don't hear enough to be trying to clown, okay?
Look, why you...
So, speaking of which, Stan, you had a, and I want to give you, the platform, no pun intended. But you had a nice little post that you put on there on Facebook, like, I guess last week, man, and it was pretty deep that, the pandemic did a lot to you. For you, against you, the whole nine.
Yeah, that was, what was that? That was Sunday. I made that Sunday.
Yeah.
As we are all aware, we've all had to deal with this in our own way. Some people have been, able to rise above and always be above the line when dealing with it. Some people have fallen under. I'm not gonna lie, I've had my fall under moments, but that comes with it. But for this past weekend that I had, it was the first sense of my old normal that I've had since this pandemic started. There was Friday night, shout out to Nando STL. He sold out the City Foundry. So he had his show there with Tomo GQ, Retro Champ, and Concert Black. That was everybody, I believe. I believe that was everybody. I think that was everybody. If I left out a name, I do apologize. But they sold that out. And then Saturday night, we had Lyrical Therapy. It was a cool vibe. And then Sunday, I got to go to church. But I've been going to church since the pandemic kicked off. But when I was going, it was just the essentials, like the singers, the pastor, people to work the audio and video, and a deacon just to read the scriptures and stuff. But for the first time on Sunday, we had people there. So it felt really good. And that, I've got my family, I've got my family, I've got my artistic family, but that right there, my church is my village. Like, that's my home church, been there my whole life. So to be able to see them for the first time in 15 months, we hadn't had church in 15 months, Smoooth. 15 months, man. So when I saw them, I cried 3 times. I ain't even gonna fake it. I cried 3 times at church, and it felt real good to see everybody. Broke social distancing rules with some of them. Pastor, I'm sorry, but it was just good to see people. So I'm glad to cap that off with now returning to the getaway for another edition of the Platform Sports Talk Show.
There it is, and once again, it's a pleasure to have you back, man. I can't even recall the last time you was here and Bunny was here. I know it's been a minute, man. Maybe around, I don't know.
It was before the show out at the Bova place.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Because that was the last thing we did.
Wow. Okay.
Or was it? I think it was.
So a few comments here. Stanley Goodwin, but I think Bunny knows him very well. Says this past weekend was the first normal one in a year. Went to the movies, went to a bar, and was living maskless. I had to say I did similar things this past weekend too, and it did feel good to be like, especially after being vaccinated. It's like it's coming back. It's not all the way back, but it feels good to get almost there. And then Miss Williams says, hi, Freya, hi, Bunny, hi, Stan.
Hi, Miss Williams.
Hi, Miss Williams.
Says Facebook
How you doing?
Says Facebook hates me, so I'm commenting here. we got to find out why Facebook
hates you, Miss Williams, and if they do, we love you.
Joe was confirming that was the last show because he brought his work stuff home that week.
Okay, all right.
Or that day.
Speaking of which, let's go ahead and bring her on right now.
Bring
our
on who?
Baseball, hockey expert, Joe Bo for Joe Knows. Come on in, Joe. What's going on with you?
Not much. Just trying to get through this work week, watching baseball.
No, you're supposed to say you're somber because you're not watching Blues hockey anymore. R.I.P. to the Blues.
It happens.
Well,
I'm tired of it happening.
Because I saw it was 3. I was like, wait, is this now 3 or 4?
We didn't have a healthy team.
No.
Didn't have a healthy team from the very beginning. We didn't have a healthy team all year. So, I mean, would I like to see a miracle? Yeah, but I wasn't expecting it.
You didn't get the miracle on ice for us this time,
No, but shoot. There's still been some exciting games watching, like the Hurricane. They're exciting to watch. I'm hoping the Panthers can pull off something against Tampa. And the Islanders are fun to watch as well.
So who should I be rooting for to try to win it all? Who's left?
The Knicks.
Well, if the Islanders win today, Pittsburgh will be gone. If Tampa wins tonight, they'll move on. But I'm hoping, like I said, the Panthers to have a good comeback. I think the Hurricanes are a fun team to watch. I think they'd be fun to see go all the way.
And right now, I do have on the screen the Stanley Cup playoff tree, and the Islanders are beating Pittsburgh 3-2. Boston Bruins already beat the Capitals 4-1, and then in the is that the western part or the eastern part? Carolina and Nashville. Carolina's up 3-2. Florida versus Tampa Bay, the defending champions, and Tampa Bay is up 3-2. And
they played tonight.
Okay, they play tonight. And then we have, Winnipeg swept the Oilers. And then Toronto is up 3-1 against Montreal. Then, of course, in the West Division, we have Vegas Golden Knights up 3-2 over Minnesota Wild. And then, of course, as we brought up earlier, unfortunately, the Blues lost to the Avalanche. It was a sweep. It's unfortunate. But, Joe, like you said before, we kind of saw it coming because, first off, you didn't have
together going into the playoffs, honestly.
That, but then the very last minute, we didn't have David Perron.
Because of COVID protocol.
Yeah, so, COVID protocols, and looks like to me just throughout the whole season, there are a lot of chemistry issues. A lot of people weren't in sync, maybe because of the injuries we had at the start of the season. Not having Parayko for a long time, not having Tarasenko, then not having Thomas for a minute.
Everyone forgets about Sundqvist.
Yeah, Sundqvist, yeah.
He's the guy. He got hurt so early in the season, and people forget about that a lot. I think he's one of our best penalty killers, since he's been with the Blues. So that's a big guy to miss right there. He's not a big name, but that's a big guy to miss for the Blues. And they just injuries all year. I think Chief was making some bad decisions line-wise. Maybe there was chemistry problems. I mean, most of these guys have played together. It was just a bad year. Just got to see what Army does during the off season.
So let me ask you this. It's going to be a little sport topic. So you mentioned chemistry. We talked about that a few weeks ago, and the injuries all season. But there's teams in the NBA who's in the playoffs right now who have the same issues, and they're winning. 2 different sports, almost the same amount of people on the field or rink at the same time. So does it make a difference because of 2 different sports? Because while one team had the same issues and they're winning, the other one lost. Chemistry and injury, like all season, mind you. Like when the specifically I'm talking about the Brooklyn Nets, they only had 8 games where they played together all season. When you're talking about 72-game season. 7 games, that's all 3 they made the start play. Other than that, it was always hit and miss, somebody's injured. Chemistry. But they're winning. So what happened with the
Blues? That's the thing, like Blues won enough to make the playoffs. You know, like I saw a stat that besides the Blackhawks had the most injuries in all of hockey this year. They didn't make the playoffs. After that, it was us, and we still somehow managed to make the playoffs. It was bad, seriously, from day one. You know, it sucks. But, oh well, you know. I'm hoping, like I saw some quotes from Army today, like, he thinks that we can bring Mike Hoffman back. If that's the case, then Chief's going to have to change the way he manages the game. That's just how it's going to have to happen. Or it's going to be another couple of years and a new coach is coming again.
Whoa, already? Coaching change?
20, well, that's how the Blues always are. The Blues always have a different coach in there every couple of years. And it's just, you don't have those big, tough guys like you did in 2019.
Right.
Unless you go out there and buy a couple, which is going to be hard with this cap. He's gonna have to figure out a way, sit down and learn a different style of coaching, because his team that he has now is fast, good stick handlers, this and that, and there's only a couple people that are good with checking. So if they're gonna be trying to bring people back like Hoffman, he's gonna have to fix something.
Okay, we shall see.
Yep.
Hey, how long Brooke was in with the Blues?
He came in mid 2019.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
this is considered his third season. 2.5, 2.5.
But I mean, that would be crazy though if they would be considering, you know, not saying they are at all, but for him to go, kind of reminds me of like what's the coach Madden, Joe Madden from the Cubs, you know.
Oh yeah.
Cubs didn't win championship in years or whatever. He finally wins one. Then 3 years later, these fans act like they won 10 years on, you know, won championships all their lives, and now they feel like
I don't think he should be fired. I'm just saying he needs to adjust as well. You know, like it goes both ways. It can't just be the players adjusting. He needs to adjust too, and he didn't do that this year. It's clear as day.
Well, I know you said it's crazy, Smooth, but in this day and age in all sports, look at the NBA. You can take a team to the championship, and next year you are going. Ask the coach from the Raptors.
Dwayne Casey.
Well,
no, he
didn't. Now, Coach kind of looks backwards because it's like he took them to the conference final. They lost. And next year, new coach, and they win it all.
Yeah. So because he won coach of the year. He won coach of the year. Got fired. Yeah. How you make coach of the year and then get fired?
Coach of the year is Dwayne Casey.
But I know it's cheaper to get rid of a coach than a whole squad of players too. You know that. So this is the type of business we in now in all sports. It's like that win now mentality unless the organization backs the coach up, i.e. the Spurs and Pop, where they don't care if it's an off year, they don't make it. They'll still believe in that coach and give them chances. You know.
Yeah.
They got to blame somebody, and that's usually the coach.
True. It's cheaper that way to do it too.
Yeah.
More than the whole squad.
That's crazy. I'm just trying to think. Anything else? I know not having Pat Maroon, it showed. Not having a Petrangelo, looks like it showed. And you all know how I feel about Tarasenko. I just feel like he just no pun intended, but his tank has ran full or it's empty or whatever, because he just not that same dude. Now he about to go to Russia and play for their team, maybe to try to get his game back. I'm not sure. But going to next year, what are you expecting differently from this team? Do you see a lot of drastic changes on the Blues?
I can see Schwartz not being here, which would be drastic because he's been here since, you know, with the last 10 years, I guess. But drastic, I don't know. Again, you have to think about the cap space. They need a better defense. They need better defense, which sucks because that's what helped us win in 2019. So Parayko was hurt most of the year. Even when he came back, he was still hurt. It sucks that Justin Falk went down the way he did. He's been consistently our best player all year pretty much. So, I mean, we got defensemen, but we need bigger defensemen. Wallman looked great, so that'll help. But other than that, I mean, we went through a little streak of not scoring goals. Robert Thomas needs to be better than he was. But, I mean, Sundqvist, again, I'm going to go back to him. He does everything. I think it'd be big to have him back. Who knows if Tarasenko will be here, but I think if they go out and get another defenseman that's kind of like a two-way player, I think that would help really good.
Who would be a nice offensive player that the Blues should seek out maybe for their team? I know that they were talking about, what's the guy from Buffalo, Jack Eichel.
Oh, Jack Eichel.
But is there anybody else out there that you feel the Blues? Of course, you have the usuals, the Sidney Crosbys and Ovechkin, but realistically speaking, who is someone that you feel the Blues may have opportunity to possibly get?
I'm gonna let y'all have that conversation. Y'all know I don't watch hockey.
We understand.
Well, it's funny you mentioned.
Because I was gonna ask, is it 3 games or 4? And then when y'all said they got swept, I was like, well, I guess that was it.
That's a wrap.
I was like, we got one more chance. Oh no, we lost. Oh damn.
Sorry.
No, it's funny you mentioned Ovi because he's a free agent at the end of the year, and I see people
Is he?
cropping his face, and I was like, it would be awesome, but that looks horrible.
Wow.
But I mean, I don't see him leaving the Capitals. I did see a mock draft though. Brennan was showing me of who the Kraken might get, and from Washington, a lot of people think Oshie might go, so that would be weird.
Whoa.
But offense, Eichel, I feel like that's another dream scenario. But Taylor Hall's out there too. We talked about him, but those 2 guys I just mentioned, they're Mike Hoffman. So again, you would have to have Coach Chief change how he, views players. He can't try to change people that have been playing the way they've been playing for 10 years now.
Into that thing. Once again, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show, your Wednesday night sports delight. Do not be shy, people. Leave them comments. Let's interact. Once again, if you're on Facebook, you have to comment under the Platform Sports Talk Show page. It's on your screen, so no excuses. All the information is right there.
No excuse.
Make sure y'all hit that like, share, and let's have some fun before our special guest comes in at the top of the hour. So,
Stan, what you drink?
Oh yeah, go ahead, tell them.
I'm drinking an energy drink. No, it's an energy drink. I don't. Will we get in trouble if we say the name? Will they send us stuff? Well, hell, let's give it a try.
Let's find out.
Oh, Monster. Okay.
I'm drinking Monster Juice Chaotic. That was a blink. That was a whole blink.
You should do some ads or something.
Hey, he got them ways busting for the commercials right now.
This show is brought to you by my dope ass barber. Okay.
There it is. Man, it feels good to have this dude back, man. It's been
it's
too
good
long.
to be back.
Man, it's been too long.
What's with this dancing ass light over here?
Hey, we in the club, baby. Right above.
No, the intro gave me some flashbacks of Stan doing his talking, seeing you guys together. It's good. It's nice. I like it.
Yeah, sure. Hey, I can't wait till we do some stuff like out in the streets, man.
Out in these streets.
Man, that's gonna be fun. So get some dope backdrops going, and man, it's gonna be
Get some dope backdrops.
Background.
Some dope backdrops.
Have the arch behind us
Get
again.
some dope backdrops. hey, kids, those backdrops are dope.
Hey,
What in the principle?
when you're almost 40, you just kind of sound old now. Okay, ain't no excuse. Joe, you have a long time to worry about that, so you good.
Me too. Me and Joe the same age, I think. Joe, aren't we the same?
I just turned 27 a couple
Yep, we
weeks
the
ago.
same age.
Okay,
It's my
yeah.
trout year. It's my trout year.
And he hurt.
Damn. See, this is what I get.
And that's what I was gonna say. Connor McDavid, man, it's the trout of hockey. He ain't never gonna win a cup. It's never gonna happen.
I said the same thing this morning too. I'm like, damn, because I heard about his situation. I'm like, yeah, just like Trout, he ain't gonna win. Sorry,
They
probably
got two people on
Trout
the
gonna
team.
win somehow.
Darren Draisaitl and McDavid.
shoot, probably the same thing with Giannis. Like he may not never win anything. He gonna always have someone just preventing him, or his own team gonna prevent him from winning a ring.
He gonna have to pull a LeBron.
No, LeBron. No, he gonna have to beg LeBron. Can I go to the Lakers?
Nah,
He ain't gonna do that.
Nah, he gonna have
Yeah,
to
because he's
pull
the
it.
GM too. He's a player and a GM.
Who?
LeBron.
Oh yeah,
LeBron.
Player, GM, coach, the whole nine.
owner,
There it is. Shoot.
media manager.
What's the name? I don't know if you saw the comments, but of course, last week or 2 weeks ago, LeBron hung out at an event with Drake and Michael B. Jordan and other A-list celebs, and he got fined by like $10,000 from the
He didn't get
NBA.
fined a damn thing. They wiped all that out. That was like,
And then people talking about, well, is he gonna get fined? You know he wasn't gonna get fined.
It's
Is
LeBron
it because of,
freaking
like,
James.
Well, excuse me,
man.
I'm sorry, not fined, but suspended. He ain't getting suspended, and it's the playoffs. They ain't going down.
It's LeBron freaking James, man.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. Then
Is that because of COVID, Fred?
LeBron can pull a Ray
they were
Lewis and get
saying
away
that
scot-free.
they said that he sorta kinda violated protocols, but he really didn't for real. Technically, he didn't. Unlike Dirk, unlike what's the dude's
Dirk.
name? No,
Dirk
Wait, who was
Nowitzki.
they? When you say he violated, they said it. Who's they?
the NBA.
Jesus. Who?
So yeah, the NBA said that he violated protocol by going to an event, even though they did have a statement after that saying that he more likely he was already vaccinated or he had a testing done, which is part of if you do something like what he did, it's okay.
Okay.
But he went to like an event for his brand vodka that he had, and he wasn't there for too long. Yeah. He wasn't there for too long, but he was there. It was an outdoor event, so that's another thing. It's okay because it was outdoors, so that's why he wasn't being like suspended because he did sort of kind of follow the rules. Maybe the way that he did it.
Else they would have suspended. It's because he cost too much money for viewership if he wasn't playing. I don't care what they say.
And that's the dude. And I was gonna say Porzingis. Now he's in L.A. They playing the Clippers, in which we'll talk about that in a moment. But he went to a strip club in L.A. the other day, and he got fined on Tuesday $50,000 for going to a strip club.
Bro, look at my face.
He was trying to get them
for
wings
the
from
chicken
Lou
wings, like Lou
Will.
Will.
Yeah, that's all that was.
They ain't even on the. He not even there. Lou Will on the.
He in
Hawks right
ATL
now.
of all places.
Well, he in New York right now.
Right. But yeah, so different situation, but still.
Also, shout out to the Knicks. I'm pulling for them in the playoffs. Personal reasons.
Yeah. The game one, Trae Young was like,
I'm like, Trae Young, shut up. What's wrong with your hair?
And right now, Philadelphia is up 80-63 against Washington, game 2, and ATL is up 40-37 over the Knicks.
Oh, okay.
So,
damn, 43.
a lot of NBA going on, a lot of sports talking. Once again, people, leave them comments. Let us know what's on your mind.
Because we here.
Sports.
We talking.
We got it.
To you.
To you on the platform Sports Talk Show. So, let's transition to baseball. Cardinals eked out a win. Thank God for Tommy Edman.
Because we was getting that ass whooped these past.
Man.
Look, boy. I was
It's
like,
gonna get better by a little. A few runs here, a few runs there, just a little.
Wasn't it a 13-2?
A little. I try to put it in hindsight.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so this had a 3-game series against the White Sox at Chicago, playing against Tony La Russa. We know that for him, it had to be definitely weird to face his old team for the very first time. Cardinals did lose that
He
series
thought weird that he's
2-1.
still managing at damn near 80. That's what he thinks is weird.
Shoot, hey.
Geriatric club.
But you see what he's doing in Chicago, though. That team is winning.
But that was winning last year, though. They weren't that bad.
Yeah, that's true. I think they lost away in the first round of the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Because I had the White Sox coming in as a wild card. I don't have them winning, even though they're doing good now. I can still see them falling off in the second half. But we shall see. Hopefully, it prove me wrong.
I don't see it with a La Russa-led team. He's too invested in making sure that he wins, and I think he's gonna shock some people in the AL.
That's why it's funny to me, White Sox fans, because White Sox fans want to fire him, but you guys are in first place, so get over it.
And
you know, he
that's
might
the whole
have
thing.
a different way of thinking, but even the players are saying he thinks one way, we think the other way. It's over with. We still love the guy, so they're playing good baseball.
And that's the whole thing that I wanted to bring up in regards to La Russa is that, you know, we all know about what happened last week with the whole, you know, thing with hitting on 3-0 and the whole 9. But he doesn't care what the public thinks of him. That's always how he's been. He doesn't care about how you feel or who you felt should have been the head coach, the manager or whatever. He's all about in between the white lines and the guys that is on his team that he's coaching. And I heard a few comments, a few conversations on a few different, you know, sports talk shows, and they raised some good points that everything that La Russa did on how he managed that issue last week, whatever, was more so to put the heat on him and less on what's his name?
Mercedes.
Yeah, Mercedes and whoever else was talking. He wants to smoke because he know he can handle it. His focus is winning games. He can care less about how Pookie and them feel that he's in Chicago, or how old man Ray, or young guy, young person, always all about how they play the game. No, he's all about winning, and that's what his only focus is. He wants all the smoke put on him, but at the end of the day, he just wants to win. Let's see, Miss Williams says, Miss Williams says that she heard a comment about Tony La Russa that he could start an argument in an empty room.
That's what made me laugh.
Sounds legit to me. Good job, Miss Williams, on that comment. Yeah, that's true. I believe it.
And then she says, and that's where his focus should be. Exactly. He got paid. He came back for only one reason, and trust me, it wasn't to please people in Chicago or people in whoever. No. It's all about winning games. That's why he came back.
And he's doing it without Eloy Jimenez and Luis Robert.
Exactly.
Like, who knows how long those guys are going to be out, but he's been doing it this whole time. So
yeah. So hey, I ain't gonna complain because I know how he is, and for those who are
nothing to complain about besides he's not in St. Louis, so I don't have to care about him like that. I just didn't want that whole stupid unwritten rule crap. That's what's getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
And Tatis is still doing what? Backflipping.
Exactly. I mean, and that's been going. And this past playoff, like that was like really like the biggest like entertaining playoff I've seen in a long time, or probably ever, because there was so many guys just showing emotion. So it's definitely there that there's a change in regards to how you celebrate. You seeing, like you said, Tatis, he backflipping, he's going to third base, he's stopping, doing the cha-cha. Everybody doing a little move, jump up and down, then hit third base and go home. So you seeing the emotion and celebrations in baseball, and it's a great thing to see.
And they need it. We've talked about this so many times as far as trying to get a newer audience and different viewership and make it entertaining. What's brought up the other day when the Cardinals were playing the Cubs, went to extra innings, started everyone on second base. People don't like it. I talked to my daddy, Mr. Baseball. I don't like that rule. I said, hey, you're in that old school baseball group. That's why. But the newer people who want to keep seeing faster games and want to be entertained is needed. And he's like, well, you got a point. Exactly. You don't like it, but you're the old school. Your viewership is there. They don't need you. They need other people. I like it. Let's get this game going faster. Y'all not going to put a clock on baseball? Let's start the run on second. Do something. Let's just speed this up. We don't have 5 hours to be watching the game, okay?
And Joe, you still can't stand the extra inning rule with the man on second, can you?
I mean, it makes the reliever pitch completely different than they would in a clean slate inning. So, I mean, I love watching baseball. Again, I said on the show before, I watch it all day, every day if I could. So more baseball's better for me. But people like it, whatever, They're trying to get the game going, but that's what they like.
It's working. I mean,
on Twitter, I see more people hate it, but
you remember how sudden death used to be in football, and then they changed it. You just can't get the first one to win. You have to score the touchdown there, right? And you're like, oh, man. But if you get the excitement and the viewership, look at the NBA. NBA had to sit there. They have to shorten the season by 10 games. But with that play-in games they have for getting ready for playoffs, it worked. You got excitement. You built up people to want to watch it because it's a long season. It's working. The viewership, the stats are proving it. Change is not always fun for everybody. But as long as the dollars and cents make good sense, then people or the organization are going to keep doing it.
If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. So they said that next month, Busch Stadium will be open full capacity. It's gonna be on the popping. Stan, you see yourself going to a game very soon?
Might as well. Shoot, I have the opportunity. I have the option. I don't know what their rule is about vaccinated people, but I feel like I still have to wear a mask in there, which I'm cool with. I'm not one of those vaccinated people that's just like, I'm vaccinated, I don't have to wear my mask.
Yeah.
Because, I work in a medical facility, so I understand there's other stuff outside of COVID that I'm still worried about.
Right.
So I know I wear a mask at work, but when I'm outside at work walking, if I'm by myself, I'll take my mask off. I'm not walking with a group of people, but when I'm getting ready to go back into a building, I'm putting that mask back on. I just like that freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So
you don't trust people to not wear your you're at Busch Stadium open air. You don't trust people that's not vaccinated to say that they're.
You know what?
They're
You
distance
do
from
have
you?
a point.
What?
She has a great point.
Mm.
That is an excellent point.
Mm.
We sitting outside, inside. We
I'm
inside,
trying to be
outside.
funny.
No, but you actually have a good point.
Funny,
We're
'cause I was the
inside,
same thing. I'm
outside.
just being funny.
Like maybe that's the vaccinated half speaking. You're inside,
Because
but you're
clearly
outside.
people that are unvaccinated are still going to act like they vaccinated and no mask. So whatever. I was just being funny. I don't trust them either. I know Ms. Williams can definitely comment on this.
We are waiting now.
Yeah, Fred, back to the full capacity though. Danny Mac said something along the lines like you've been saying that they should bring the Clydesdales back.
Oh dear God, Clydesdales with
Yeah,
masks on.
It's like
I
we
was-
do open day. How about that?
I was saying opening day 2.0. Let's make it
I
happen.
say, didn't they have an opening day with some fans?
But it wasn't.
They
It
did.
was like
And
13,000
then the
people. That's
Clydesdales
not
come
part
out.
of baseball. Our opening day is packed to capacity.
Right.
Cool,
all
but
day.
there's this thing outside called the Rona, running crazy. Can't do that.
Uh-oh, Miss Williams with the comment. She says, I'm vaccinated, but if I go in the store, she puts a mask on. For one thing, she doesn't know if they're vaccinated, and she doesn't want to make anyone else sick or uncomfortable.
Exactly. I fully side with Miss Williams.
No argument there,
Say, hush is the word.
Yeah, look, a hush went over the crowd.
Yes. Just like it did in New York after Trae Young hit that
Man, when you talking about
That's rude. That's rude.
you shut up Spike Lee, you like, damn, you
That's
did
why
the
his
damn
head
thing.
Miss Williams says, in an outside venue like Busch Stadium, I think mask wearing can be relaxed. Yeah. And then he always say about 30 out of 31 NFL teams will have full capacity, and maybe all the teams by the time the season start. So, and then it's also good to see, if you have been watching the NBA, it's good to see these arenas getting packed again and feeling the excitement,
I thought the
the
Clippers
emotion.
was back.
The Clippers game, it was so many packed fans of cardboard fans.
I thought they were real. I was like, oh damn.
I don't know why they did that,
Cardboard.
but the Lakers, they got, they not doing that.
They doing partials.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how.
And
I don't know how
because
they
of
have
Los
seating
Angeles
set up.
County in the protocol with masks. That's why, because if Green Bay, or not Green Bay, Golden State was still in it, Northern California, or that county may be a little different with the COVID regulations. So,
But the Clippers and the Lakers still playing in the same place right now. They haven't moved to the Oracle yet.
true. Oh, you're right. You know what I heard too, that the Clippers should
They
tickets
still
are
in
much
there.
cheaper than the Lakers.
I don't understand. Well, that's always going to be the case. I'm sorry.
It's the value of the ticket. People would rather see the Lakers more than want to see the Clippers.
Yeah, it's the
and again,
championship
see
banners
why.
hanging up.
I know we're gonna touch on this later. I don't know why everybody's surprised what the Clippers doing, but we'll touch on that later.
I'm not
Hence why their
surprised.
playoff tickets
I'm
are
just
cheap.
surprised it's happening right now.
Already.
I'm like,
in the
damn,
first round.
Y'all ain't even tried this
Hey,
year.
I don't know why y'all surprised.
No, because they tried last
year.
year. I don't know what this is.
I do.
You know what? I'm going to
Y'all
save
are
it because I
acting
also
like
got my
y'all
hot
supposed to
take
be
for the
great.
Nets, and y'all might not like it, but y'all going to damn sure respect it.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, speaking of which, let's go talk about what you want to.
Oh, my discovery?
Yes.
You want to talk about my
Let's go
discovery? You know what? Real quick, I want to shout out Sadal and B. Baker before I make this announcement because and Joe and Bunny. Wait, I don't think we talked about college when Bunny was. I don't think we talked about college when Bunny was on the show, so I didn't get to go into my spiel. But I will explain it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have been a faithful watcher of the show, you know that when the seasons come around for football or basketball in the college world, we always highlight the top 25, specifically in football, because as we know, college football is always played better in college. So when we talk about the basketball, it's always on the basketball side. We never talk about, well, sometimes on the football side. We talk about the University of Utah. And their mascot, they are the Utes. If you've watched this show, you know my question is, what the F is a Ute? I don't know what a Ute is. I ain't never heard of that before. So I was genuinely confused. No clue whatsoever. But then, I believe, what was this? This was Monday. I believe this was Monday. I was at work. Somebody walked past my station with a University of Utah tumbler mug. And so I asked him, I was like, "Excuse me, sir." And he was like, "Mm-hmm." I said, "Did you attend the University of Utah?" He said, "Why, yes. Yes, I did." I said, "Sir, if you don't mind, if I can have a moment of your time." And he came back over, he was like, "What's up?" I was like, "What the hell is a Ute?" And I asked him just like that because I couldn't hold it anymore. I needed to know the answer. The proper way to ask this question flew out the window, ladies and gentlemen. But, you know, he laughed and he was like, "Okay, so I've been asked that before. I now know what a Ute is." So a Ute, that is the Indian tribe in Utah. And so they named it after the Indian tribe. They have a good relationship with the Indian tribe to the point that the school pays for anyone in that tribe to go to the University of Utah. And he said one game a night or one game in a season, they have the tribe come out and do a ceremonial dance. They have a great relationship with the school. They're approved to use it, like they've got the blessing and all that. So that's where the Ute comes from. So to the Ute tribe, I do apologize. I just want to get that out there. I apologize for always saying what the blank is a Ute. I understand what a Ute is now and who the Utes are. My apologies. Because one thing you don't do. I was about to say, that's one thing you don't do. You don't mess with a Native American tribe.
You learn something.
And they have a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
They can go to a dance once a year.
To the point, exactly, to the point where anyone in the Ute tribe can attend the college for free. That's how cool they are.
I need other colleges to take notes on that. IJS. Maybe
Shout
there
out
are
to
some
Ms.
out there
Williams
doing it.
knowing all this information. Shout out to Ms. Williams just being smart. She knew it was an Indian tribe named the Utes. She is smart. Smart you are, Ms. Williams. I ain't know that.
Hey, thanks for giving me the facts today. Facts on facts on facts.
Facts on
Appreciate
facts
it.
on facts on the platform.
One less thing I'm
Sports Talk
ignorant
Show.
about. Woohoo!
Man. Because
So-
when he told me that, I was like, that's pretty cool.
So going back to Cardinal baseball real quick, Joe, we know that Cardinals are the half a game right now up over the Cubs. Brewers like 2 games behind. Cardinals won today once again.
Does that mean we're in first place still?
We're still in first place.
That's all that matters.
Yes.
That's all that matters. Shout out to all the fans of those suck-ass teams.
Ooh. So, Joe, any concerns that you have now? 'Cause I know a few weeks ago we was like winning 10 out of 13 games and stuff like that. We was flying high, offense was looking good. Then we got to San Diego, and it's like something just happened. Then faced the Pirates. We swept them, of course, 2-game series. We should. Then Cubs came in, and the White Sox.
Boy,
So
Cubs came in and wrecked. Shot for
yeah.
them.
So it just seems to me, and the record has shown that against 500 or better teams, we pretty much suck. I mean,
First off,
what's crazy is I was gonna say something on a Smooth level of outlandish. I was gonna be like, so the Cubs just came in and wrecked house. Smooth, I blame you. I blame
What
you.
I do?
You know what you did. I blame you.
What'd he do?
What I do?
You know what he did? I blame you for the Cubs coming in here wrecking
He didn't.
shop.
Look,
I
he can't even
blame
say at the
you.
time it was Matt Carpenter's fault. He can't even blame him.
Nah,
so.
Smooth
He
know
gave
why I
our brand
blame
on
him. He
Matt
put the
Carpenter,
pieces
so
together.
All right, Joe.
I
Joe, go ahead. What are you gonna say before he talk about the Cubs? And I did something to the Cubs.
You did.
I feel like
Transitive
it's
property.
tough to say 500 teams are better because, like, the first part of the year we played a lot of the East, and they're all just right there. And I feel like we did pretty good against the East. White Sox are the best team in the AL, I think, and the Padres, I think, lead all the majors in, and with their record. So I mean, it's whatever, it happens. We all knew going into the year, like I said, our pitching's not the greatest, and I think we've all knew that the outfield's not the greatest. So what's the two things that have shown? Well, starting pitching has been fine. I was high on the bullpen going into it because I like the names in there. That in the outfield. There you go. But I mean, injuries now. But I don't even think our injuries are like mind blowing. Like, oh my gosh, we absolutely need Tyler O'Neill. Like, no, I don't think that's it at all. You just need a better outfield.
Honestly, I thought our bullpen was okay. Not the best, but okay. I was more concerned about the pitching staff. I said that at the beginning of the season. And where we are now, it's not that they haven't had too many blown saves or, look at the Cubs series and then looking at the White Sox up until today, our offense has been just getting donuts. I mean, we haven't get shut out. That's why I want to put that to the pitching. Our pitching staff, including the asset when we got the first game with the White Sox.
This is my thing about it is every team, even the best teams. The Padres got swept by the Brewers. The Brewers that can barely scratch a run by these days. They got swept at home by them. Every team is going to go through these offensive slumps. And now we got normal people on the injured list. So that is whatever, We're, like Nato said, he's not concerned about it. Everyone's going to have a stride, and we're all going to be praising them in June or July. And one of these shows, we'll be talking about it again. Mm-hmm. I was high on the bullpen going into the season, but now we got a three-headed monster, and that's all it is. And I was one of the fans that was kind of like scratching my head Friday night when we were only down 1 run against the Cubs, and I was confused why Schilt did what he did, but he makes fair points. We can't just use those three guys over and over and over again because we had a manager that did that. His name was Mike Matheny, and now you don't know of people Seth Maness and Kevin Seagrass and Trevor Rosenthal. Those guys are all bums now. They suck. It's because Mike Matheny used them, So if you want to go make a far run in the playoffs, you're going to want Giovanni and Hennessis and Alex Reyes healthy in there. So you have to use these guys. So to me, with Schultz's post-game interview, that's him pretty much begging the front office to do something about it.
Yeah. And again, like I said, with the bullpen, I wasn't too concerned. I was more concerned about the starting pitcher because if the starting pitchers can't go deep enough, of course, that's when our bullpen gets exploited. But we had a decent group at the time. I mean, now it's still not as bad. Like I said, between the Cubs getting on us a couple of games and the White Sox, that was our offense not coming through, though. Like I said, the first game of the White Sox, okay, we got our assets worked big time. But the other ones, the Cardinals just didn't come through. Look at the Cubs game when we had a bases loaded, nobody out, couldn't get anybody home. And then look what the pitchers do, when it's just like, y'all.
So a couple games this year that we're gonna be, hitting ourselves later on at the end of the year when we're struggling holding on to a 1-game lead or something because it's 2 or 3 times now where Waino's gone over 100 pitches, 7 to 8 scoreless innings, and that's that, so. And then this week, errors have really hurt us too, just absolute embarrassing errors. Arenado, he's probably still going to win a Gold Glove this year, but I think the guy's up to like 7 errors now, and it's they're easy plays, and he should be able to make these in his sleep. So I don't know what's going on with that. I do think I tweeted he's going to get over it. He's going to be Arenado at the end of the year. His numbers defensively and offensively are going to be fine. It's just, when it rains, it pours.
With the errors?
Huh?
Is Arenado leading the team with errors?
He honestly might be. I haven't looked at it, but I think he's up to 7 now. It's probably him or O'Neill.
The Gold Glover.
Tyler O'Neill.
Jesus.
You gotta say it, the Gold Glover. But so I'm gonna say this because you know how I come with certain hot takes. But I just feel like, to me, overall, this team, when they play against certain competition like the Cubs, they knew it was a big crowd coming in. It's the Cubs. They want to show out. They go to San Diego. They know what happened in the playoffs last year, losing and then knowing how good this team is. They go to Chicago, the White Sox, Tony La Russa, the big hoopla. I just feel like there are certain moments that this team just flat out get the tight cheeks. Bottom line, it's like you try to do so much because of the moment, and it takes you away from you just playing baseball. Like, for instance, yesterday when Jack Flaherty pitched against Giolito, you knew old high school teammate, the coach was there at the game, the whole nine, and you're trying to do so much that it throws you off. And then when an error happens, like it happened 3 times yesterday, almost in 1 inning, and you saw the emotion that Flaherty had, like, he was pissed. He didn't hide it.
He should have been.
He was pissed. Like, kind of, he showed a little bit more emotion than he normally would because he wanted to do so much to prove to Giolito and his coach and to the world, because of course it was being promoted so big that it was those two facing off. But I think this team just suffers from flat out the tight cheeks against certain teams, certain moments, and I don't know who needs to come in and talk to this team to just say, guys, like, even when playing at home, how many times have you had a good road trip, but then come back to St. Louis and then we can't find the offense anymore because now we back home with our fans behind us, and it's like we're trying to do too much to impress everyone, to make everyone happy, and not just play free and play baseball. I think there's something there with this team, with the whole tight cheeks and trying to do too much. Like, remember against the Cubs this past Sunday night, bases loaded, nobody out. You had Edman, you had Goldie, you had Arenado. No one scored a freaking run. It's like you playing too tight and not just taking things slow and doing the basic. You're trying to hit that grand slam to hit the arch. That's how you get strikeouts or pop-ups. You're trying to do too much. It's the tight cheeks. Someone needs to get into that team and say, guys, no matter who we playing, whether it's Pittsburgh, the Marlins, the Cubs, White Sox, Braves, whatever it is, let's just play baseball. I think that message needs to be going around to this team. Let me know if I'm wrong, Joe, or Stan, Bunny, but that's just what I see.
Need to get in them tight cheeks. I'm glad you saved yourself because you was finna go there, and I was finna light your ass up. Boy. I was finna light you up, boy. I was ready. I was like, do it. You was walking right into the hallway, then you hooked the left.
I was. I mean, but like I said,
you may have a point, but I told y'all this. You know how the Cardinals usually are. When July hits, right before the All-Star break, right afterwards, that's when they full speed ahead. So you may be right. They may be not just being loose and playing baseball, but my real test is July, mid-July. That's who we see if the Cardinals are for real or not. So it's still kind of early. We got a little early. Like I said last week when we were actually best team in NL, I'm like, damn, that was like kind of creeped up on me. I'm like, we actually was winning so many series, I didn't realize it. I said, because they're winning, doing good kind of early. This is not how they usually do, but now they're kind of tailing off. And I'm like, I'm fine. They can coast along. When July hits, that's when I see the real Cardinals team. Who's ready to get it going? Who's ready to play baseball? Less errors, start winning series, bullpen, not giving up games. That's the Cardinals I'm not used to. So just give it time, but you still may have a point. They may be uptight for no reason. We shall see.
Well, no, and I agree. Like, it's still early. Like, we saw what the Dodgers did. The Dodgers were like the worst team in baseball for 2 months, and now they're on like a 10-game winning streak. Like, I know we don't have the best team in baseball as the Dodgers apparently are, but we still got a good ball club. We're gonna win ball games, and the Cubs series, you just look at that one game as a really bad game. Saturday we won 2-1. The next day we lost 2-0. Like, you're going to have those games. And I don't think it's just against the big moments. Flaherty pitched great in the playoffs a couple years ago in 2019. You know, he pitched good against the Padres last year in the playoffs. We just didn't hit that game. So I think they're going to be fine. I do agree with, I think it was the YouTube game or maybe one of the national broadcast games this past week. It's going to come down to which GM makes the move for this division. That's really what it's going to come down to. Right. You know, if Mo's going to go in, Mo and company's going to go in and just sit there on their hands, then it's going to be either we don't make it or we're out first round. If we make a move for the bullpen or even, I mean, I still think there's potential with the bullpen. They just need to bring up some right people right now and stop using some other people. I just don't know how to explain it, but it's.
Well, let me ask you this: that one, but the bullpen, bring us some other people. We don't necessarily have it together right now. You think that management is waiting to get a little further in the season before they start doing musical chairs and fix it? They don't want to burn out the arms too early.
Which, yeah, I mean, like, I do think later on this year we might see a Liebertor or a Zach Thompson, which would be exciting. Liebertor's pitching in the Olympics right now, or for Team USA. So, I mean, we might see someone like that to help come in and, you know, pump the bullpen up. But I'm more concerned with the outfield. Like, I think they said today will be like 41 days since Carlson hit a home run. And so now Tommy Edman is leading him with home runs. So I don't know. It's not like the outfield's it's the biggest head scratcher. When DeYoung comes back, I'm thinking you might put Edman out there, have Sosa at second, DeYoung at short, and see what you can do with that. But I'm not like too concerned because, again, it is still early. Every team goes through these little ruts, so I'm not worried about it.
Well, Bader's injured again as well, so hold on, outfield.
And that's been one of the
issues. Shout out Matt Carpenter last night, by the way.
Oh yeah, but yeah, there you go, Bunny. But yeah, going back like you said, Bader being hurt, it's just the same two guys that's always hurt. Bader and O'Neal. And we just can't continue to go down this path of.
And it keeps affecting the outfield, unfortunately.
I said this at my job a few years ago, and people were like, man, that was a good one, Fred. But like. They consistent in being inconsistent.
Yeah,
that's just the reality of this team. Is this
that's the unofficial Cardinal way right there.
Yeah, bottom line, and it needs to be something needs to happen. Hopefully by the trade deadline.
I'm hoping it's before then. Honestly,
me
you
too.
See the Brewers making a couple trades this year already.
They're like 5 trades already.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all you need is like 5.
There's no one telling you can't trade right now. So, like David Peralta right now. There's Anthony Santander for the O's. There's Mitch Haniger, that's who I want, Mitch Haniger. But you just need to check in with these teams and see if Mo might be doing that. Who knows? We just don't know what's going on behind doors.
Yeah. But with that being said, Joe, thanks once again for your time. And hopefully everything is well with B and with baby Bova.
Yep. They're good. I'm going to go play with them right now, watch the Astros.
As they play the Dodgers, is that correct?
Yeah, I got my I'd rather bang a trash can than a Yanks fan shirt on right now.
Stan's face.
What happened to Hollow merchandise?
Stan, welcome back, bro.
The Astros, you nasty.
Well, Joe, you have a great rest of your evening.
You too, guys. Have fun.
Exactly. Sign her off on that one to that
shirt. Let's see. Miss Williams said that's why they're called the Cardiac Cardinals, and she's laughing at your expression.
The Cardiac Cardinals.
Cardiac. Hey, it's the truth.
Goodness.
All kind of heart attacks.
Look at that, gross. I'm sorry.
But with that being said, it's that time. It's the Platform Sports Talk Show for those who are watching for the first time. Thank you very much for tuning in. I am your boy Smooth.
Along with your girl Bunny.
And Stan, baby.
In the flesh, y'all, for the first time in I don't know how long.
I'm here.
He's back. And pretty soon, Bunny will be back here as well.
Yes.
This is your Wednesday night sports delight. Make sure y'all go ahead and share, like this stream radio on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Just show us love. Let's get more people tuned in because now it's time for our special guest.
Yeah.
This man was on the show a few weeks after his team won under him.
So what?
Their first state championship once again under him. And now, a year later and a few months, what happened? He's back on again. Back-to-back state champion, head coach from Cardinal Ritter. Everybody, let's get some emojis going, get the comments going as we bring in our special guest, Coach Ryan Johnson. Coach, what is happening with you? Welcome back to the platform, Sports Talk Show.
Man, thanks for having me.
Hi, Coach. What do you like to be called? Coach R, Coach Ryan, with the RJ, what they call you?
They call me Coach RJ.
Coach RJ is in the building virtually.
Yeah, that's right. Virtually.
All right, so you consider yourself a Ritter critter as well, even though you didn't graduate from there, but
for sure, through and through. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Look, I don't claim to be a Ritter critter, but I have 2 siblings that graduated from there. So.
That's what's up, Coach. Once again, as I said to you on the pre-show, thank you for taking some time out to be part of our show. What are you up to right now?
Right now, just we trying to finish up the school year. We had our graduation parade today, and then we have graduation tomorrow. So just basically closing out the summer basketball because it doesn't stop for me.
The grind doesn't stop, man. How great is it, man, just to see so much success going on right now in the state of Missouri, especially here in St. Louis with high school basketball? Because I know it's really a hotbed, and for people who don't know about it, look at what Tatum is doing and Bill and the whole nine. It's really a hotbed, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, just coming from where we were, just being behind with basketball, and these guys putting in so much work, is to see it come to fruition like this for everyone. So if you are from St. Louis, you should be excited. You should be rooting for everybody that's from here. That's how it should be, and I think it's a great deal right now. I think it's a really good thing.
Sure enough, man. Sure enough. So let's talk about, if you don't mind, because last year when I had you on the show, your season already ended before they started to cancel the remaining state championship games for other schools. Now, you went through a whole year of going through the pandemic, COVID basketball pretty much. Can you just give us a nice detail of what you and your players had to go through every game, or was it similar to the pros where you had to get tested all the time? If you can just give us a little bit of what was going on for you and your players throughout this past year playing through the pandemic.
Absolutely. First and foremost, just like you said, ending our season in the midst of COVID, because we were driving down there literally on the highway, not knowing if we were going to actually be able to get to play the game or play any game for that matter. But, we got the call, said it was okay. We got down there, they were doing temperature checks. At that point, there was no mask required. And we were able to get through the weekend and be successful. This year, again, starting the season with, hardly being able to do anything. Our school and the health department of the city of St. Louis required us to be tested every 2 weeks. We went through that process with no hiccups, nobody testing positive. My staff and myself, we put a lot of things in place as far as policies and just simple standard operating procedures with, each kid had a certain compartment with their own towel, their own water bottles. They had to sanitize after every break. And during practice, we had our managers who did a great job for us. They sprayed down our basketballs in between miles and breaks and things like that. So it was really a strenuous process that we had to put in place in order for us to be as successful as we were. So, I just want to thank, my coaches and my staff for being able to be a part of that and helping us actually get through that with nobody having COVID.
Man, that's crazy. So who was the one that was pretty much spearheading everything in regards to sanitizing this and getting this done for players and stuff like that? Who was one organizing the go against COVID, movement every day at the school?
Well, I mean, for us, it's a family atmosphere. So, everybody took their part in making sure that we were all being held accountable. Like I said, whether it's the coaches.
Look like we lost.
Sorry about that, y'all. Give me 1 second here.
Did we lose both of them?
I think so. Let me see.
Uh-oh. Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
Let's see what's happening. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. We kind of lost everyone for a second here. Let's make sure we get the coach back on. Coach, you back on with us?
Oh, no, Coach gone.
No, we lost him.
I think it was kind of choppy. Was
Can
it
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Sorry about that, everyone. Had a little connection issues. We're going to make sure that we got the coaches back on.
If I can't hear you. If y'all can hear me, I can't hear y'all.
Uh-oh. Are we muted?
If you can hear me, put thumbs up. See, I can't hear y'all, so it's my connection. I'm sorry. I don't know about Coach RJ. That's not me, though, but I can't hear y'all.
Let me see. How about now? Check.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Type in the chat if there's something I need to do on my end, or should I just log off and log back on?
We're going to double check, make sure everything is good. For those watching, Ms. Williams, let us know if you can hear us right now.
I'm going to go to the live.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, Ms. Williams said that she can hear. She can hear Bunny, and I believe she can hear us. Bunny, you say you can hear us?
Yeah, but I thought it was my connection because y'all were freezing on me. I was about to log off the Zoom because it just kept lagging between you and Coach RJ.
Yeah, for some reason, it just got a little slow.
I'm not even going to lie. When I would be doing the Zooms at home, it would lag on my end, too. I thought it was just me.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
We found out Zoom ain't capable to hold all this excellence.
Right.
But, hey, shout out to y'all for watching.
My internet connection.
What'd you say, Bunny?
I said, I just think it's my internet connection because I had a pop-up on my computer a few minutes ago that said the internet connection was low.
Oh, okay.
That's on mine. That's why I said I
All right, so we're going to wait on Coach to get back in. But that's pretty interesting what he was saying about them having to get tested, every week, every 2 weeks. Ain't no telling what them kids were going through every day. Oh, it looks like we lost Bunny again. Let's see where she at.
Where are my people?
Right. What's going on?
Zoom just got me. Zoom just got me, y'all.
Oh, my God. You keep jumping.
She said Zoom.
She keep jumping in.
She said Zoom just got me. What you mean just got you?
Just got you? How'd they get you? That's
it dropped me.
Oh, it
dropped
dropped.
I was just talking to y'all, and it just dropped me.
I was in there like, that's how they get you.
He said, Zoom got you. What you do?
Damn, they got me.
The same way
What you
that
been
Fred
doing? What
called
you been
the
doing?
Cardinals made the Cardinals lose. Remember, you said that was his fault, then. What did Fred do? What Cardinals fault?
Right.
That's hilarious.
All right, so
I'm watching the stream now on Facebook, and I still see it when I'm freezing too. So it's my connection. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, because we good over here. We Gucci.
Well, hey, guys, we're here.
So Ms. Williams wants to promote, and I knew it was coming. She says, if it's available in your area, AT&T 1000 is super fast, and it has great connectivity.
Ms. Williams, do you work for AT&T, I'm guessing?
No, she doesn't work for them, but she has AT&T. She been trying to get me on them. Switch from Charter to cable to AT&T.
Their internet's not available in my area. That's how I have other guys.
And see,
I don't give anybody free advertising if I can help it.
And see, I was trying to get AT&T to provide services at my church, and they don't even serve my church. I'm like, man, how you gonna try to make as much money and y'all ain't trying to service all these areas?
Hey man, logistics be a thing.
You know, I can give y'all some inside information as a former employee.
Yeah, she says that she's a biochemist and it's not available everywhere.
They're not gonna make money where your church is. It's not as populated. It will have to be like your church is next to Bush Stadium.
She said your church in the middle of nowhere. It's not as populated.
It's the area. Your church is near downtown, right?
Ghost town.
Yeah.
That part of downtown is not as populated, but that's why I said if he was by Bush Stadium, it would. But they're not gonna do it. They put the internet and they install it based off of where they'll make the most money the fastest, and it's easy to install. So of course, when they do new buildings, new subdivision, the MLS stadium, they'll have it there. It's new. If you're already established, they wait before they start putting it there because they want to return on their investment. They want it, the cheaper it is to install it and to make their money, that's what they go after. I mean, any business model do that though.
Yeah.
Profitable, I should say. You're trying to be profitable.
All right, so we're connecting.
Anyway, Coach RJ,
yeah, we're connecting with Coach right now. He's trying to figure out how to log back in. So, at the meantime, everyone go ahead and share this stream. Let everybody know about this show.
We're here.
We here in person,
live.
Bunny, of course, she's not yet.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. Ain't that what we always used to say in school?
Right.
Knowing that was a 67. What was that? A D? That was bad. We didn't want to say it, but let's talk. Oh, here we go.
Graduates today.
Nope. There.
He is back in.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, Coach.
Coach
Welcome
is
back. Hey, that's how it is.
Appreciate it.
It's all good. It's how it is with Zoom, man. And technology, sometimes it don't go your way.
Hey, you gotta
Let's
fight
blame it
through
on
it.
COVID.
Right.
Did y'all see? No, y'all didn't see.
Everybody else do everything else. Let's blame it on COVID, y'all. Keep moving.
Damn, coronavirus.
All right, so yeah, Coach, going right back to you, man. Once again, you were just telling us about how things were going with
that damn coronavirus,
with the pandemic, and how your kids had to get tested all the time. And who are you saying? I know you say it's like a family thing in regards to who was spearheading, getting everyone together with spraying balls and having their own bottles and the whole nine. But who was the one that was spearheading it?
Well, like I said, it started with me, but again, the people who put the plan in place were the people who were actually doing it, with the coaches and our managers. And it was just something that even with school, we took a lot into how we were coming back to the year with COVID. So it's just a lot of thought and a lot of time went into that. And it's just something when you're dealing with the unknown with that disease, you just want to be as safe as possible. Even asking the kids not to, hang around too many people or be at home, and just making sure that they're staying as safe as possible. It was a lot of sacrifice that went into that.
Most definitely. And so just going back to you being back-to-back state champion, heading back to Springfield, I know it just had been an incredible feeling, of course, winning your first one, but was it even more gratifying winning number 2?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, there's so many things that went into it. First and foremost, we got bumped up 2 classes.
Yes,
so last year we won 3A, and then this year we won 5A. So, we were competing against schools that have, over 1,000 kids, in their building, when we barely got 300. So that was one thing. And then just kind of dealing with, the day-to-day things of our kids, just dealing with the COVID. We had a couple kids quit the team that were major parts of the team. And, just anything that you could imagine, we dealt with it. So I would say it was probably the toughest thing that I've ever had to do.
All right, so I just want to know, what do you feel like is the one thing that you can say your team learned or that strengthened your team during this pandemic?
I think it's a motto that we use a lot. It's called LEOF, and it means love each other first. because if you don't love each other first, then nothing else matters. You're not able to sacrifice. You're not able to, you know, get through certain things, or you got to get over humps, or whatever it may be, whatever you may be dealing with that may not even pertain to basketball. But I think that we had to understand the fact that we had to love each other first in order to sacrifice for each other.
Okay.
That's what's up. And you brought up about moving up classes. I had a talk with another coach from the St. Louis area, high school coach. When you got word about moving up the ranks, do you feel that was a move to try to stop the momentum that your school was creating with the success from the previous season and then going to this year?
Yeah, I mean, as an outsider looking in, I mean, you would probably think that too. I mean, of course, you know, that's kind of how we feel. It's really no other rhyme or reason to it, because it only affects private schools. It doesn't affect any public schools. It's a private school rule. So anytime a private school wins or they accumulate so many points, it's a private school thing or a charter school thing, to where it only affects those groups. So I mean, nobody can really explain it or understand it really truthfully. So it just almost seemed like they're doing or trying to figure out a way to either create a private school tournament and do a public school tournament, but we really don't know. I honestly don't know. But I just I tell my kids, you know, you plan on playing at a Division I or Division II college or a collegiate, you know, you want to be a collegiate athlete. In those rooms or in those settings, you will be with a kid that may be a little older or come from a different setting than you. So we just use it as another motivational tool to be able to just understand that the end goal, you'll go through this. So let's just handle it now.
That's correct. We do have a few comments from earlier. Have from YouTube. I love stepping, saying great coach. Then with a thumbs up emoji. Then says my son-in-law. So who is that, Coach? You know?
Oh, that's my father-in-law. Yeah, for sure. That's Sherman King. He's probably our number one fan. One of them, at least. He's always at our games. You know, he's always supporting me and my family. So he's always there. You know what I mean, for me and my wife. So he's an amazing guy. He does a great thing for us.
Then we have Von Smith says back to back gangster.
Yeah, Von. I know Von for sure. That's my guy. He's teaching me how to golf right now. So
Man.
he's one of the guys that's helping me, golf. So yeah, for sure.
Okay. So how you looking so far?
I'm not bad. You know, with being an athlete, you're competitive. So to have something to where you're not good at it, or you're starting off not that good, but you just wanna lock in and be able to figure something out. It's just, it's a task for me. So I go out there often. You know what I mean, as much as I can. So I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot.
Does it relax you being out there on the golf green?
Say it again.
Does it relax you being out there on the golf greens? It's slow pace and green pastures.
Probably not, because I want the ball to go in the hole so bad. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm enjoying myself, but I'm 6 over par.
Some days are good. Some days it depends on how the ball goes that day, whether or not it's relaxing. I'll say that.
Wow.
I'll stick to top golf.
Look, Fred, that's a good segue since he's talking about he's learning golf, about the famous platform question.
Go ahead with it.
Every guest. No, we got a special guest here. We got Sitting in the building.
Oh, okay.
You need to go ahead with
it. We do this every time. Okay. All right, Coach. Just gonna go ahead and get it on out here. Please tell us the moment, like the exact moment, that you fell in love with sports.
Man, if you let my mother tell it, the moment that she had me, the first thing I asked for was either some sort of ball or a number shirt. And my brothers always tell the story too, that as soon as I was able to walk or move, they were at least 10, 11 years older than me. So they were always moving, playing, doing something. I would want to go, you know what I mean? So I would want to go with them, go play, whatever it may be. And so that meant I had to get potty trained fast. I had to learn how to walk fast. But then when I got out there, it was like when I seen them playing, I wanted to play too. So I run out of there. So I get knocked over, get my head. I got scars on my head right now from being with them. So I would say when I was very, very young is when I fell in love with sports.
Okay. Going through, elementary school, middle school, high school, what were some of the sports that you stuck with, and what were some of the sports that you tried but then realized that it wasn't for you? Or did you have those moments?
Yep. So I had 4 sports that I did all together, and that was, basically it was basketball, football, baseball, and track.
Okay.
Didn't stick with baseball because it was too hot. I was really good, but it was just too hot to be standing out there, and I didn't want it was too slow.
Man, the sun,
and track,
the sun does shine on you.
It wasn't a fun thing to do for me.
Man,
so I stuck with football and basketball.
Yeah, I definitely loved playing baseball growing up. My only gripe is there wasn't no trees out there. And it's like every time they want to play baseball, the sun's shining dead on you. And they ain't have us in no all white or nothing. No, they had us in dark colors, dark blue, dark red. What's with all this dark? And then you gonna put a hat on me? I can't play without my hat. I played without my hat and got in trouble. It was hot.
So let me guess then, the better teams played under the lights since you weren't on the best team. Y'all played in the daytime? Is that what they do?
I mean, well, when you're 6, they don't have you play past your bedtime, Bunny. Jeez.
No, I've been to Little League games with the lights on. That's why I'm like, hold on, bro. You
okay, well, excuse me.
Y'all team wasn't pop.
Bunny,
don't forget, Bunny.
It was the Jewish league. They could afford the field during the day. What's up? We had the money. We was on the field during the day. They was playing golf and stuff. Watch out for the little kids over there playing baseball. Yeah, watch out for us.
Hey,
that's right. The Jewish league makes
exactly.
sense.
And see, the Jewish league is like the old Chicago Cubs. They don't play night games.
Damn.
Right.
Only day.
We had lights. We just ain't have to do it.
Because y'all was tucked in by the time the lights came on.
Exactly.
Okay?
We were young.
The talent on the team. The better
now,
team
after 2004, the lights was on. We was 10. The bedtimes was different.
It's crazy. It's on.
It was a crazy time, man. We was
prime time now.
We was out here drinking chalky milk for no reason, man. We was just out here going choco crazy.
Just be playing outside. Y'all doing different than what the kids do.
You feel me? Because kids don't play outside no more, man. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. This pandemic has some kids.
You stay outside when the street lights come on.
Man, look, they don't know. They don't know. Boy, I remember one time my mom bought a air horn to bring us in because we was outside. Because when daylight savings happened, the street lights confused the hell out of me. It's like it's still bright out, but the street lights on. I heard the air horn. I'm thinking it's a test. My mom's like, nope, that's it. You in the house. I'm like,
the air horn.
All you heard was, I'm like, I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, I don't think that was it. And then I heard it again, I was like, oh, hell.
Oh, yeah. Time
the
to go.
other kid's like, where you going? That's the horn.
Hey, I ain't trying to get my ass
I wasn't trying, boy. I'm talking standing running full speed over here. I'm like, I didn't know if that was the real one or not, but I wasn't going to find out the wrong way. Okay. Found out the right way. It was the real one, and guess what my black ass was? In the house.
All right. And Coach, who were some people in your life as a kid that pushed you along the way in regards to sports, whether you want to pursue basketball or baseball or any other sport?
Yeah, I would say my family, especially my older brothers and my uncles, even my cousins. It's a thing. Everybody in our family really is, I guess you could say, an athlete. You know what I mean? Just from top to bottom, the older people down to the younger people. Shoot, we talk all the time. You said Jason Tatum is my cousin. Justin Tatum played at SLU. That's my cousin. Tyronn Lue coaches the Clippers. That's a cousin. JoJo White, they play with the Celtics. That's a cousin. So it's like we have a long list of family members that are very successful at the game of being an athlete. So it's just something that's in you. You know what I mean? And I just enjoy it.
Man, I bet them games, them pickup games of basketball back in the day was something else, wasn't it?
But it didn't happen. It was too dangerous.
Oh, man. Vicious. That's for sure.
Told you.
That's for sure.
Told you. Dangerous. Somebody got a flagrant. Flagrants wasn't even a thing back then. It was just a man get up. It was just
Did
a
y'all
hard
play
foul.
outside on the blacktop, and y'all got to sneak in and get somebody's gym time?
No, I think we did everything. We definitely played outside. Kind of how these kids they're trying to get back to it now. Since COVID, you see a lot of the things called the Lou runs and things like that. Where you couldn't beg a kid to go outside and play. Where we did, we played outside. We played wherever we could. Shoot, we played on the street with the street sign. With no basket. So it's definitely a different time then than it is now. So, it's good to see the kids getting back out there on the pavement though.
Is there, because I've seen some videos now, like Ballers Life videos, and I can't recall the guy who came in town a few weeks ago and they like had it packed at a park on the south side.
I know who you're talking about. My homeboy was out there shooting photography. I can't remember his name.
So,
they killed Carr.
Yeah, so you seeing a lot of these runs going in as a coach who have guys who are state champions, as you could probably say back to back. Some of them are. Do you see yourself as a coach kind of nervous when your players are on blacktop playing full games, going hard because it could risk injury, or do you just say, hey, do your thing, whatever?
Well, right now, I mean, it's AAU, so they're still in a season. But no, I think it's good for them, especially if we look at the type of kids that are out here right now. You know what I mean? They're a little more entitled than we were, so they need to see some blacktop or skin their knee up or get knocked down a little bit or whatever it may be. But you always pray for the best and hope that that nothing happens out there. But I think it's definitely needed. I definitely think it's needed, for them to see another side of basketball other than what they usually see. And then if you think about it, the wear and tear is really not much because it's only been, it's their first time ever getting out there. So, you know what I mean? I don't think it's too bad at all.
Skin your knee. Throw some dirt on it.
You'll be all right.
You'll be cool.
All right.
Man, you remember when you...
So what were the sports that you did as organized, like basketball, football? When you said you did, baseball and track as well, were these organized or you started stuff in elementary, middle?
Yeah, no, I started as soon as I could. I think I was even too young. I think I was 6 when my mom put me out there, and I actually played on an 8-year-old football team, and we didn't know. I played, and I did good, you know what I mean? And then after the year, they was like, no, did you know you was too young to be on this team? So, I had to play that same age group again. But it was football for me because that was the first sport that came around after summertime as far as your birthday. So I played football, and right after that went into basketball, and right after that went into baseball. And I did that for the most of my middle school time all the way up until high school. Then I let baseball go.
Man, let me tell you something. I'd be hurt playing football with the 8-year-olds, right? They bigger than me, fam. Get through the whole season. Then they tell you, hey, I appreciate your effort. You went a little above and beyond there. But if you want to come back when you're actually, 8 and do this all over again, you can come home back. Boy, my body would just start hurting instantly. Just the ache of a 2-year difference. That alone. Like, I'll be aching like an 8-year-old at 6. Like,
That's because you was in the Jewish league too long. That's why.
Hey.
Coach RJ, I'm just saying, he left that open. Did he not?
Hey, everybody wasn't able. I ain't see no Jewish league, so we playing on.
We are an elite few.
You probably
we are an elite few. I'm talking air-conditioned dugouts. Now, let me stop. We ain't had that.
Oh, man,
we ain't had that. We had trees at the dugout, though. We had trees. That's what we had.
That's why you complain it was too hot out there. Negro, you in the dugout with AC and y'all getting snacks.
We ain't had no dugouts. They had the little fence and the bench. That's all it was. A little fence-bench combo with the opening.
I want to be PC, so I don't want to say y'all was acting soft, but y'all definitely weren't acting like no baseball players. 8 years old or not.
Oh, first of all, dugouts have fans. Okay. What? We were acting like baseball players.
Not the ones we played in.
But the ones in the Major League Baseball do. They were treating us like young
fans,
legends.
All right. There was the people sitting in the stands. Those are the only fans we had. We had no fans.
We had that too, but they was on the other side. The seats was along the back of the field and not in the outfield. That's what the seats were.
Again, that's why his career was short-lived. Clearly.
Hey. All right, cool. She gonna make me go home. She gonna make me go home and get these trophies. Bunny, you keep saying the same thing every time, and I bring these trophies.
Shut me down. Give me the receipts.
All right, I'm gonna give you the receipts, the PDFs, the emails, the attachments, the CCs, and the BCCs. What's up?
And in the meantime, Coach RJ said only fans was in the stands. They was out there in the hot sun, and they made it happen. Plus, they got to play under the lights, too.
We are an elite few.
They had it all, and they wasn't complaining.
We in the elite few.
And they got to have the bro pop man come through and serve us some popsicles. What?
We had the ice cream man. Pulled up in the van.
They call him Master P. No, let me stop playing.
No, not the ice cream man. That's that bro pop man. It's different.
I had to take it there.
Wrong man.
Right.
We do that to the kids, man. We don't need ice cream man.
I want to go home. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to log into the Zoom
Oh, man.
Y'all wildin', man. Y'all are wild for real, acting up in front of company.
Hey, we do this all the time. Remember when you was company, what was we acting like? Damn fools, okay? It don't matter.
Right. Got to have fun.
President Obama could come on here. Oh, I'm acting a presidential ass. Let me tell you something. I'm asking them all the real questions. Be real. You wanted to punch Trump in the face, didn't you? Like, I'm just asking them everything. Man, we going to get real on that show. That's going to be uncut.
Let me tell you, Stanton.
Matter of fact, somebody make it happen. I don't even know who to talk to.
Holla at him. Barack, I know you ain't busy. Come on over. Come on through.
Do we got to talk to Michelle? We got to talk to Michelle. Bring Michelle.
Man,
That's my girl.
that would be awesome.
I feel like Michelle really know how to
Bunny, I can't recall, but did you even play any organized sports back in high school?
Smooth.
No.
That's the way you said it. Did you even play?
Right.
Hey, you ain't hurt my feelings. I played basketball at Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Later, when we had to close, we merged with Our Lady of the Holy Cross.
You played where?
I played basketball starting in the 3rd grade all the way to 8th grade.
Hold on. You played where? Where'd you play?
My Catholic school was the town.
But you got the nerve
Hold on.
to talk about my Jewish league, and you in
you
the
can't come from the Catholic school.
and you in the Catholic Basketball Association, and you coming from my Jewish league.
CBA.
You got it's Cardinal Ritter, not a Catholic school.
It is. It definitely
right.
is. It's a Catholic school.
It's cool. It's a Catholic high school. You stopped at 8th grade.
I can get some players to show you.
It's a Catholic high school. You stopped at 8th grade. Cardinal Ritter can't help you. You stop before you can go. You stop before you can go there. You are alone in this argument. You stopped. You said 8th grade. You stopped. High school is 9th grade. High school is 9th grade.
Catholic schools, and half these kids literally ended up at Cardinal Ritter hooping. You can't tell me that, we was just some scrubs, we was nobodies. Hold on, bro.
I ain't say you was some nobodies, but I'm saying she came with the Catholic League. I'm dang.
Hey, but I can back up my Catholic League because anybody can tell you about the CIC League. Come on now, bro. From the 80s and that. Come on.
Hey, you better ask about the JCC at the Wall. You better watch out. You better watch out now. Hey, now. Hey.
You want to come for me, said I'm ready.
Hey, look, just because you at home, I bet. I told you, let me go home and log in. We gonna get there.
Hey, let's do this. Coach RJ, in the meantime, while I stand over there trying to come for the Catholic School League, we wasn't bougie. We had to play in one gym, hot and all that again. And I'm serious. We did have players on our school that eventually did go to Cardinal Ritter. I mean, it was a pipeline for other Catholic schools as well. People went to Ritter.
Von
I'm
Smith.
rolling, buddy. I'm rolling with you.
Hey, Von Smith says B. I guess Bunny from the city.
Northside all day.
It's cool. It's cool.
I'm nice. I'm cool. If you from St. Louis, you know where certain areas are, how certain people are. And some people, you get older, they come up, but don't pull that trigger. Don't do it. I mean, I don't want to pop the trunk. I'm not going to act like that. I'm a lady. But I've been saying, you come from St. Louis, you got to be ready, Stay ready.
I'll probably, they would shut me down if I said that.
Dude, I told y'all we used to go to Cardinal Ritter for the basketball game. They had brothers and sisters that went there in Thekla and Walnut Park. It don't get no hooded in
Oh man, she said, "Hey,
damn,
as
she
soon
said
as she said Thekla,
Boy, when she said that, I was like, you win, you got it. Look, you said Thekla, you got it. I can see.
Man.
Hoo-wee.
Man.
Hoo-wee. That's
Yeah,
boy. That's one of them streets you hear. You just
You said Thekla. Oh, my
Ooh.
bad, my bad, dog. Hey,
We cool. We cool. We all right. We good. We
it's
Gucci.
all right with me.
We Gucci.
Jerron's son says, "Bunny from that north."
Oh man.
Hey, he said, "I called it."
But Chris, you went to the V. You act like the Vashon Grand like was all peaches. And Chris, you just know when you gotta go.
Hey,
to
hey,
something.
Neither one of them. Neither one of them.
Being at the V was like being Chesterfield compared to you, Bunny.
Chesterfield, that's a stretch. North County.
I ain't said to take.
All right, Hazelwood.
Look. But he said Chesterfield. You North County.
Oh, the Cheyenne, take the Grand bus. You had to go through some hoods and get to some.
Hey, every night I pray for my life.
Y'all done got all opposite. The coach already did not sign up for this.
Hey man, the closest I got was when I went to my mama's job. She worked by where Better Family Life is now.
Oh yeah.
At
On
Patrick Henry?
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about downtown.
Okay, downtown.
The gym and stuff. My mama used to work down all at the downtown schools. I'm talking Patrick Henry. Boy, they was crazy down there.
Oh man. And see, and coach, you know about it. We play basketball and everything. So playing with Florida Irons and everything, we ended up practice at 9:00. Had to take a bus from Grand and Bell to Grand at your bridge. Then, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
You made some stops,
Man.
Sure. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey.
I had a
You earn
Walkman.
your stripes, man.
Exactly.
You got your stripes.
I had a Walkman. I had a Walkman in one
With
pocket.
CDs or cassettes?
No, probably back
Cassettes.
then it was the tapes, and then I had a Bible in the other.
The grace of God upon me, the Bible in my hand. You was on the battlefield for the Lord, huh?
You don't know what you be driving on the bus or who get on the bus acting a fool. You don't know who's in gang. It just
Right.
be, man.
You
Hey.
was strapped with the
Grandma.
word.
And then I learned early, like, don't look no one who you don't know in the eye, because you don't know what.
Did you do that? Why you do that, Smoooth?
No, that's why I didn't do it. I learned. I learned before I started. Like, no, don't do it. Just stay to yourself, head down, look where your exit is. Bing.
Right.
That's
Right.
around.
Everybody there.
It's my stop.
Hey, bing, bing, bing. Stop right here.
Bing, bing, bing. Hey,
Yeah, I do.
hey.
You don't know about the bi-state bus, man. I used to take that bus everywhere.
Lord.
Oh my God.
Hey, Jerron's son, he know what's up. He went to the V also. That's why you got them emojis going on right now. He know what's happening.
Hey, I remember,
Hey,
what was
don't
it?
let the bus driver pass your stop for
Oh.
so much. You like, damn.
I remember
You
one
gotta turn
time.
around.
My
You
mama
may
don't
turn
even know
around
this
smooth
story.
if you pass your stop.
My mama don't know this story, so if she actually clicked on
Oh
the
my
link, I said to her,
God.
I'm about to get in
Y'all
a world of trouble.
Again, y'all all off subject.
Oh, okay, cool. I ain't gonna tell the story then. Saved by buddy.
Oh my
All
God.
right, cool. What we talking about?
It all start with you, Stanton. You done got way off subject
Huh?
here. I'm supposed to ask Coach RJ how he started in high school and how the sport started, molding his life and how he worked on his game. You had to start with that dang on Jewish league in baseball. See, it was all off. An hour later.
Hey,
ain't got no way
hey,
you
Cap,
have
hey,
that who got
CBA, hey now.
All right, so yeah, Bunny, now you can go ahead and officially ask the question.
I'm joking.
It's okay.
Don't choke under the pressure.
Oh,
If you can't handle the heat,
Hey,
get out the kitchen.
coach, he don't like that now.
If you can't handle the heat, then maybe you ain't made for your non-AC gym. You ever think of that? Oh, it builds character. I guess not. She did all that. Bunny, are you okay? Say something.
We can't hear you.
We
You
can't
on
hear
mute.
you, Bunny. Wait, you scared me. We can't hear. You on mute.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
You on mute. You muted yourself and you was.
Thank you.
Okay,
I said,
all
what
right.
part of the interview are we on now? I'm sorry. Where are we?
Yo,
She about over there cussing and everything and on mute. Yes, folks, we have
What
fun
did we leave
on the
out
platform
seriously? Where
Sports
are
Talk
we?
Show. Yeah, you want to ask the coach a question?
Yeah. I forgot where we left off, but let's just go to the high school years. So for high school, you were specifically playing what, basketball and football.
Yep.
But what high school? I'm sorry if you said I missed it.
I went to CBC High School. Yep.
And
Yeah,
who
Like,
and who were some of your teammates?
He went
Coach.
Where? Did he just say Christian Brothers
Yeah, I
College?
had Justin Tatum, Larry Hughes, those guys that you may know.
Yep.
We played basketball together in high school. Yeah. And they were like I said, Justin's my cousin. Larry's one of my very, very, very close friends right now. So, we've been together a very long time. So.
Okay.
That's what's up. Von Smith says that you played football. That's where your toughness came from on the b-ball court.
Yeah, no, for sure. I went to when I left CBC, I went to the University of Memphis to play football and basketball. That's something that not a lot of people do or have the opportunity to do. I did it. Did it for a year. My football coach made me stop. So, but yeah, I would definitely think that he's right. My toughness did come from being on that grass and wearing shoulder pads and the helmet. So, yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, y'all don't want to talk about them football days.
He got them football stories.
And that was back in high school. That ain't no Jewish league, bunny.
So you say in college, your football coach made you stop being a dual athlete, doing basketball and football, and focus only on basketball?
No, he made me focus on football because in college, whatever sport comes first would be usually the one that has your scholarship. So you would be considered a walk-on the other sport. So with football being the first sport of the season in the fall and basketball being in the winter, I was considered a walk-on for basketball. So once I got there, I played as a freshman in football. So once my season was over, I went right to basketball. But the coach kind of made it a little tougher for me to play basketball because he wanted me to concentrate more on football. So that's kind of how that worked for me when I was at the University of Memphis.
All right, so let me ask you this. How did you pick the University of Memphis? I'm assuming you were highly recruited from CBC. You always got recruiters in the stands. So how did you pinpoint which school? How was that recruiting process?
Well, for that, they were pretty much the only school that was willing to allow me to play both. So that's kind of what helped me make that decision. And then it was close to home. I liked Memphis when I went down there, met one of my dearest and closest friends in my life down there. So I would say, that was one of the reasons that helped me make that decision.
And I know we had this discussion when you was here in person last year. As we talked about, for me, we be playing for the V. We was freaking rock stars. So I know you, Tatum, Hughes, that it had to be the same way as well, feeling like rock stars everywhere y'all went, going out of town, whatever it was like being a rock star. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right. And I think a lot of that, like you said, just growing up and playing in these AAU circuits and playing against all these guys that eventually went to the NBA. So it was like that was the environment. So what we did was when we got back to the city, we understood that level of play. Same way like down at the V, you know what I mean? That level of play is different, you know what I mean? So why not move and act like what you known to do? It's your stripes, you know what I mean? You earn those. So that's kind of, creates your character and who you are as a player. So absolutely, I agree with you.
And the V never had the opportunity to play against y'all, during that time, did we?
No, they, we went to the state Final Four that year in '97.
I was there. Yep.
They were on the other side of the bracket, and they didn't quite make it out of that side. That's kind of how it went, and we ended up playing Truman. And we beat Truman, but we were definitely waiting on them. They didn't quite make that trip.
Man, they probably had one too many activities the night before the game or something, man. Cause
I'm sure.
Hey,
I'm sure. I can't
Jewish
call it. I
basketball
can't
tough.
call it. All I know is me and the
Strong as
guys,
sugar.
we were excited about the opportunity, and we thought they were too. So, and it just didn't kind of work out like that.
Yeah. Jerron Sutton says, Bunny, Jewish boxers are tough. And then he got the laughing emojis.
They tough out here.
Jewish box.
Oh, man, Jewish
Ron,
boxers.
don't let Stan fool you with his whole thing. Don't let him do it. Don't let him.
Hey, CBA, I'm about tired of this. She been talking all of this, and then the Catholic Basketball Association.
And he's saying that while he trying to throw on what? That do-rag?
Uh-oh.
Let me see that do-rag that's in your lap.
First of all, I took the do-rag off for these waves that you see. Don't drown. Get your life vest.
Anybody drowning over here, bro?
Oh, well, because you over there.
Gotta look at her.
I'm about to say, Bunny, keep talking. We can run her first show here. What did she say? We can run it back.
Yep. And Jerron, great question, which leads to what I was going to bring up later, but we can go ahead and do it now. But Coach, Jerron asked, do you do any skills and drills training for AAU, 8th grade going to 9th grade for recruiting?
No, not recruiting. I definitely do skills and drills. We can't use that word recruiting. That's
right.
You can't
Look,
say
don't
that.
R word.
No such thing.
R word. No.
But no, I definitely do. I have my own training company. It's called Wits Training Academy. Whatever it takes to succeed. I've had it since 2011, so it's 2021. That's been 10 years now that I've been able to keep that thing moving along. We've had a lot of athletes come through there, pros, collegiate, just regular high school kids. It's for everybody. It's definitely, when you say whatever it takes to succeed, it doesn't just mean the realm of just basketball. It's life. You know what I mean? It's a life lesson that we're trying to teach. Being mentally strong, challenge them, things like that. But yeah, we definitely do that. And then I also coach 16U, head coach for Brad Bill Elite in the summertime. So yeah, I got a lot of things going on. A lot of things.
Look, do you ever take a breather?
My family would think not. My dead grandfather right now, he say, man, you always in the sky. You always on the go. Do you ever sit down? I said, I guess no. I mean, I just got to keep it moving. All I know is work and work hard. So that's kind of, my DNA.
So with COVID, seriously, because I know my hairstylist told me this. She usually works Tuesday through Saturday. And when COVID hit, she was always in the shop. And she had not a mental lapse, but she couldn't believe all that dead time. Her son plays high school basketball now too, but she's like, it's too much idle time. And she didn't know what to do with herself. She was going crazy.
No,
I was going to go off in the shop doing stuff or attending her son's game. So with you, since you all going to go, literally, did it affect your mental space? Like, I don't know what to do.
Man, to be honest with you, yes. You know what I mean? Just, my mom would say you finally get an opportunity to rest, like sit down for a minute. You know what I mean? Just you weren't able to go anywhere. You weren't able to move. And then even the one blessing that I had in COVID besides winning the championship was my daughter being born. So my daughter was born on June 26th. So I had her all the way through COVID. So I was able, that's my first kid, to be able to adjust to being a dad while being at home because I wasn't able to go nowhere. You know what I mean? So that was a positive in it. You know what I mean? That was definitely a positive in that. But it was definitely, to be able to be on the go and always move like that, it was a struggle. It was definitely a struggle.
Who was that person, Coach, who you were inspired by as you wanted to become a coach after playing basketball?
I would say it was a multitude of people. When we were younger, that era of coaching was, your mentor. They were tough on you. They didn't want you to fail. They didn't want you to, not be successful. So, to see Black men in that light, it was a positive thing, and it was a moving thing for me to be like, that's something that I want to do. I want to be able to give the kids the opportunities that my coaches gave me. Not everybody gets to get out of St. Louis and, and see some of the things that I was able to see with my best friend being in the NBA. You know what I mean? And meet NBA coaches and talk to NBA coaches and things like that. Me being able to be an NBA trainer and all of those things. So that's my gift, or to give any information that I can to help a kid that looks like me, talks like me, or doesn't even look like me or talk like me, to give them any tool that I can give them to be able to be successful and go out and see things that I may have seen myself. So yeah, I would say my coaches, you know, they were great mentors to me and pushed me and didn't let me take a break, didn't let me, you know, cut a corner or anything like that. So that's the same way that I am with my kids.
What's more gratifying? You as a player winning 2 state championships, or you as a coach winning 2 state championships?
I would say as a coach, you know, because, you know, a lot of coaches out here, they you know, what do they do it for? You know what I mean? For me, I do it for, they're not my players aren't my friends, they're not my bros, they're not my buddies, they're like my sons. So to go through things and help them get over humps and obstacles every day outside of basketball, and then to be able to move into the realm of basketball and still get things done and you know, have moral victories or physical, whatever it may be, just victories, and see some of those defeats and things like that, to be able to stand on top and say that they actually weathered everything and won. And I had to go through it with them, each and every last one of them, because being a head coach, you know, you have to touch them all. You know, we have a program. You know, we don't have a team, we have a program. So I touch all my kids. So that's the most gratifying thing, being able to be a coach and watch those kids fulfill a dream like I was able to do.
So I know that you as a player, the recruitment process that you're talking about in regards to going to Memphis. Now you, on the other hand, you're meeting college coaches for your kids. Has there been that one college coach that you met that you was like, man, I've always wanted to meet this guy, and now I'm able to meet him, you know, the whole nine? Do you see yourself like, wow, googly eyed, or is it pretty much you just even kill, like, yeah, this is my player, so and so and so and so?
Right. Yeah. No, I would say, you know, being, like I say, I was already exposed to it. You know what I mean? And coming up in high school with, you know, the caliber of players that I played with, and even myself, and then moving on into the realm of training pros and you know, being able to coach AAU and things. So you see these people. I've never been that kind of guy to be, you know, overly excited or, you know, anything like that. But it's more of a professionalism thing with me, because I want them to see me in the same light as they see their peers. You know what I mean? I want that same opportunity that they may have. So it's a pleasure to talk to any coach that's doing you know, an amazing job at a high level, because they were there and they got there from something. So I look at it as an opportunity to learn, or maybe to, you know, create a contact or something like that. So, you know, sometimes people, if you get overly excited and you know, too up, you may miss an opportunity of connecting with somebody that could help you later down the line. So I just try to stay poised. In that light. But yeah, I enjoy meeting and talking to all the coaches.
Nice. Do you see any changes coming up for the next upcoming season in regards to COVID protocols being less and less?
Yes. We've already got word that they're not testing anymore. Just like last year, we weren't able to travel. And that's one thing that, as a coach and developing a program, that's something that I kind of hung my hat on, being able to take kids from St. Louis to Houston, or kids from St. Louis to Arkansas, put them on planes and things like that. So that has loosened back up. So now we're able to travel again. We've been invited to the Kevin Durant Hoop Fest in Seattle, Washington. You know what I mean? Where only the top 25 teams in the country are able to be able to come and play, and they fly you out, they do all these things. So now those things are back in play. You know what I mean? So just to have opportunities like that are blessings. You know, you never know what you miss until it's gone. and we didn't have that opportunity last year, but we made it work.
Got a question from Jerron Sutton. He says, Coach, what's your advice to heavier kids who like to play who sometimes get overlooked? For instance, Vashon, back during my years, we had Dwight Whitfield, DJ Whitfield, a lineman for Vashon football, won a state championship with the V. So for those who are heavier kids, what's your advice?
I would just say they have to decide what it is that they want to do. If basketball is that thing, then we have to, become a little more in tune with what does that take. You know what I mean? That could take you, having an extra regimen or a workout plan to get down to exactly what it is that you want to be. I would never tell them not to play or anything like that, but we have to evaluate their goals and their expectations of what they, what they're looking to do, and then create a plan, because without a plan, it's hard to go through anything and become, who you think or who you want to be if you don't have a plan. So, create that plan and make sure that you have somebody there to help you be accountable and make it through. You know what I mean? That's what I would say.
So, a question I like to ask a lot of these high school basketball coaches. I don't recall me asking you this question last time. Do you feel that the state of Missouri needs to mandate high school basketball should have shot clocks?
Absolutely. I mean, just we on the AAU circuit with the EYBL, we play with shot clocks. One, it creates more possessions. It makes the game move a little faster. It makes it more exciting. You know what I mean? It makes a coach have to think and coach more versus, you run into situations where without a shot clock, a coach may be able to hold the ball. And that's a tactic that I have to use too. You know what I mean? But if you remove that and add the shot clock, now it's more possessions. You're looking at also the fact that your kids are trying to play collegiate or play professional. Collegiate and professional have shot clocks. So why, if we're a college prep, or why, if we're preparing them to go to college and to be successful, why wouldn't we have that same, line of thinking when it comes to having a shot clock or things like that? You know what I mean? I think it would be nice. But again, we live in a very, very particular state. Anything that kind of benefits the other, they don't really agree with. So that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah, that's
Are there
very
more states
unfortunate.
that have that than that don't have shot clock?
I wouldn't say it's more that have it. I would say it's more that's acquiring it and doing it. It's starting to become a thing because, again, like I say, summertime, these kids play with a shot clock. So it's something that, should be available to the kids. And again, if it's anything, it's about helping the kids. So how can we help the kids? I think that would be something to help the kids.
Totally agree.
So what about this? I don't know if you heard that there is a powerhouse of high school hoops in the works, the Elite National League. Yeah, I saw this article on ESPN a couple of days ago, and it's a high school basketball powerhouses from National League set to begin 2021-22 season.
That's where they're actually paying the high school kid, right, to play. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah, and the powerhouses: Oak Hill, Monteverdi, IMG Academy, La Lumiere School, Sunrise Christian Academy.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Different states.
Yeah, they're trying to create a league, their own league. Yes. Yes.
What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's kind of what they do anyway. I mean, with those those are called prep schools. So with prep schools, they're not affiliated with actually a state, which means they're not able to play for state championships. So they kind of create their own thing or their own wave. They even have some type like a Geico national championship where they take some of the top teams or whatever it may be to play in this particular arena. And they make it there and they make it like a, an NCAA type deal. But I think it would be good for them to do that because they're not affiliated with a state. So it gives them something, it gives some resemblance of a regular high school when it's really not a regular high school.
Okay, interesting.
Right now it says 8 teams. They're going to have 10 regular season games, special event, and hold a postseason tournament. The National Interscholastic Basketball Conference. That's what they will be called.
Yep.
Okay.
So
We'll see how far it goes.
after winning back-to-back championships, coach, going into next season, what should people at Cardinal Ritter and around the St. Louis area and even around the national scene look forward to for your upcoming team?
I think we come with that mindset of more work to do. You know, we're not satisfied. What happened last year, and what happened the year before that happened the year before that. It doesn't speak to who we are today. So we're trying to, make that same impression or continue to be on people's mind that we're a program that's growing and we're taking steps to be nationally known, just not statewide. We want to be recognized nationally like some of these other institutions with great history and things like that. So that's the movement that we're on right now. We want that type of recognition, and we want to be seen in that light. So we just got to continue to grind and get there. We're moving in the right direction for sure. But I think that's the grind that we're on, trying to be recognized nationally and have some of that, you know, some of that look at with us and be able to have our kids recruited at that level.
And how important is it for you to have a top-notch, pretty much hard schedule, when you're seeking out opponents for the upcoming season?
Yeah, it's imperative. I think that's kind of the secret ingredient that I've always used. A lot of coaches tend to they want they rather have the record versus the experience. And I think, as you can see with our program, experience speaks volumes. It puts you in a situation kind of like what you guys were talking about earlier about not being tight, not, you know what I mean, just it's a moment, don't fumble. Like, no, we're already prepared, we're already ready because we've been through it, we've seen it already. So that's kind of our mindset and our vision. We have to play a tough schedule. We have to play a schedule that's not like anybody else's in our state in order for us to maintain and be ready at the end.
That's what's up. And coach, you brought up a little bit about your development with youth and everything. Let's talk about, if you don't mind, your upcoming camp for the summertime.
Yeah, so I'm doing, this is my first year doing it. With COVID last year, we weren't able to do it. I'm finishing up my third year as the head coach at Cardinal Ritter College Prep. So, my second year, we didn't have an opportunity to do it because of COVID. Now this is my third year. So I'm trying to, create a platform for, my training company, my school, to be able to give back and show, some of the things that make us successful as players, coaches, and a program. You know what I mean? We call it the Ryan Johnson Championship DNA Camp Series. And with that, we do a team camp. We also do an elite camp. And then we also do just a regular basketball camp on different days. So it's throughout June. Our team camp, it fall. We have two sessions. It's on Fridays. So our two sessions, I believe, is the 4th and the 11th. And then the following I believe it's the 25th and the 2nd of July. So with the team camp. And then that elite camp falls on a Friday, 18th, 19th, and 20th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's for more of the kid that's wanting to play at the highest level. We push them a little different in there. And then my regular day camp is that last week of June, which I believe is the 28th through the 2nd of July. Yeah. So, but again, it's all about the championship DNA. It's something that, we build on every year. You know what I mean? The little things, the things kind of like we talked about, Smooth, with the COVID protocols and things, thinking outside the box. What can you do to give yourself an advantage, or what type of regimen can you put yourself through to be successful? So that's the basis of the basketball camps. You know what I mean? That championship DNA.
Got you. And I had the information on the screen, so hopefully everyone was able to peep it and write the information down. If you missed it, let us know. We can have it reposted on the show while we're still going on with Coach. Real quick on the NBA tip, looks like the Knicks are about to tie the
Yes.
series
Yes.
at 1.
I told y'all the Knicks my team this playoffs reason, and it's personal. It's personal.
What? You been a Knicks fan?
Oh no, I'm a Bulls fan. So when they wrongfully got rid of Thibodeau and then Rose, I always wanted it ain't no. So now it's just right now for for the Bulls on the team.
Don't
For
forget
Gibson,
about Taj Gibson.
I just said he just had a dunk like a couple minutes ago for Gibson, for Rose, and for Tibbs. That's the reason I'm pulling for the Knicks, because I always wanted D Rose to get back to it.
So what?
But
You
it
want
wasn't
Jimmy
really
Buckets
looking
to go
like
up there too now? What? Try to
Huh?
get him on board?
Jimmy
want
Buckets
Jimmy Buckets to
went
whoop
last year.
the
Jimmy
Knicks?
Buckets, the teams that he went to, they all went to the playoffs. It wasn't like he went to teams and then there were no playoffs hopes. Every team he went to after the Bulls, he's been in the playoffs. Every team. With the Sixers, he was in the playoffs. With the Heat, he was in the playoffs. And with the Timberwolves. Were the Timberwolves in it? Yep, Timberwolves in the playoffs when he was at. They didn't do so hot.
50 Cent? Sure is.
What? New York is in the playoffs. Oh, did he get? Oh, the game's over.
Yeah, that's it.
I thought he got fouled out.
No.
I was like, that boy had nothing to say today.
And then
Trey was real quiet.
And on the other game, of course, Philadelphia whooped the Wizards. It was pretty bad. And Russell Westbrook got ejected during the game, and it was found that some fan threw some popcorn.
That was when he was walking in the tunnel.
Yeah, walking while he was going back to the tunnel. Some fan threw some popcorn, just being ignorant. That's all the stuff I hate, man. It's like,
it always happened to
Russ,
right?
Look,
it's like talking
wanna
stuff,
go
but don't be ignorant with it by throwing drinks and throwing popcorn and stuff like that.
Why does this
You don't need
always
to do all
happen to
that.
It's
Russ.
happened to Westbrook before, if not this season,
In
last
Utah.
season.
Utah.
Let's take it back
Utah.
about
It
4
always
years.
happens in Utah.
Jermaine O'Neal and Ron Artest and what's the other boy? Steven Jackson,
The
when the
ish
Pacers
starters?
playing the Pistons, and he's on the sideline. Fan got ignorant, the brawl happened. You don't want those. You don't want that smoke. I'm just saying. I don't know why they keep trying to come for the NBA players all because they got a jersey on. They men first. And they got the instinct. They gonna come whoop y'all. They'll take the fines.
Yeah, I think they like to mess with Westbrook too. They know he's very emotional.
Yeah.
It's only
You know what I
Westbrook,
mean?
especially in
He'll
Utah.
take that fine in a heartbeat and whoop somebody but if he had to, though, because that's ignorant. And I was just
Hey.
popcorn, but it's a principle. If you trying to treat me like anything, like, hold on, bro.
Yeah, this ain't the right climate for that. Yeah, it's not the right climate for that. Not right now.
Speaking of Steven Jackson, let's talk about this conversation.
Hey, now
This is part
make
2.
it happen.
As the Kwame Brown world turns.
Hey,
It's getting better
Yeah, I know.
and
I was
better.
telling some
Man.
of my sorority sisters, they don't even know who Kwame Brown is, right? I
Yeah.
said, y'all, because he hasn't been relevant in literally almost 20 years when he was in college. Like, he
Hey,
ain't been in the league that long,
Hey.
but he done resurfaced, and now people think he's an overnight celebrity. I'm like, this dude is from 20 years ago, literally.
hey. You know what, Bunny? I'm gonna need you to put some respect on that man's name. Yes, he may have been a bust, but he was a better bust than some of these busts we done dealt with. And I don't really think you could be a bust if you was in the league for 12 years.
Yeah.
Anthony
That's a
Bennett ain't
tough-
even
It's
making
hard.
12 years.
It's hard making rosters. It's hard making rosters. It is. I'm not going to negate that from anybody. It's hard. And if you keep doing it, even if you ain't getting a lot of minutes.
Hell,
you doing
Adam
something, somebody wanna
Morrison.
put you on your roster.
Who?
Huh?
Exactly. Adam Morrison. If we want to talk about bust, that boy got
Bust,
5.
yeah.
How many rings he get? 3? No, he got 2. He got 2 rings just from sitting there. Biggest bust ever. It's either between Anthony Bennett or Adam Morrison is the biggest bust in the league.
So
I'll say this.
So
Kwame Brown came into the NBA with a lot of hype, fresh out of high school, all of that, and happened to be on a team with MJ, the GOAT.
drafted by MJ, then played with MJ.
Okay, sorry, drafted by MJ, but still, MJ was at practices trying to teach us some stuff, right? It wasn't feeling it. Whoever was not getting, I don't know, wasn't there. But you just back then when I was reading the papers, what was going on, it's like, oh damn. So that didn't help him get like the credibility that he probably thought he deserved. But then you get to this one team, move to another team, but you still making rosters, so you're doing something. I'm not saying he a bust, but he came with hype, and it just seemed like he didn't get to live up to it.
The
Now, the
problem
hype may not
is-
have been worried. He may not should have gotten all that hype. I don't know, but he was coming in with hype, y'all. and it didn't seem like it panned out. I didn't say he was a bust though.
From what I'm
I
seeing,
just said he wasn't getting
from his story and from what others are saying, is that he wasn't properly developed because of where he was at. When he went to the Wizards, he was with Jordan and Doug Collins, and they had a different thing for him. That wasn't the right situation for him. Then you go to a team led by Kobe Bryant, in which he's just like Jordan, so you have expectations to do a certain thing. He was not under the right spotlight or the right organizations to grow to be a better player. That's what I'm learning from seeing what he's saying on these videos, and people are going to laugh at him for how he talk, which is it's funny because he's down south, but he keeps it real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But at the same token, like I said last week, he has a lot of valid points that if you knew what happened behind the scenes, you'll respect where this man came from, what he was going through, and why he may not or should not be labeled as much as he has been as a scrub. It just one of things that it was just the wrong team. Like you said.
So let me ask you this. If that's true, and this is 2021, Kwame Brown's been out of the league for a few years. How many other people have been in the same position?
He has not done anything to be put on the spotlight until you brought his name back up just to have him be a butt of a joke. That's the reason why. That's why it's different from everybody else. Of course, people ain't saying Anthony Bennett because he has not been a global name or has had the story like Kwame Brown, but he's always been the butt of a joke, and he got tired of it. And now he's using social media as his way to defend himself.
I'm sick of y'all.
Because he even went to social media. Now he's getting outside of basketball, coming for one of the big, morning show, The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Charlamagne God.
And Charlamagne apologized.
Leonard don't want no smoke.
Because he brought out receipts. And that's what I said, he got ugly. Now you got lawyers
Leonard
involved.
don't
I'm like,
want
oh my
no
gosh.
smoke.
But Coach, your thoughts on this Kwame Brown situation?
Well, I know Kwame.
Wow.
Larry played with Kwame.
Sure did.
When we were, that's one of the teams that Larry was on. So we know Kwame and Steve and Jack. Those are people that we did, we deal with those guys. So just to kind of hear the stories and for them to tell it like it is Kwame. I feel like Kwame's right. You know what I mean? In a sense of, if you play that long in the league, yeah, he might not have lived up to your expectations, but he made a lot of money.
Right.
You know what I mean? He made a lot of money. And for the way he's explaining it is, why continue to talk and bring another black man down when, it's basically not necessary for him to even be a part of the joke. You know what I mean? So, of course, all of that stuff goes left and around the corner and things like that. But Kwame is a stand-up guy, man. And the reason why he is becoming as popular as he is because he is just being honest. He's being honest. It's nothing to it. He is a country guy. Everything that he's saying is right on point. You know what I mean? The stories that he's bringing are factual. You know what I mean? So I just think that, Steve, that Jack and Matt, they kind of got caught in something where they was just being, catty. To be a man to say you being catty, you know what I mean? They just got caught. And they got called out on it, and then they couldn't turn back. You know what I mean? They said when they said his name, Matt tapped Steven Jackson, and the kind of whole thing. And Kwame saw it and he called him out on it. That's just what it is. And Kwame's a very big man, and he's very, 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 very strong. And I've seen him. You know what I mean? He moves people like easily. So, to have him angered in that light, I guess that's why they would bring in lawyers and things like that, because you don't want to. That stuff to escalate and go a different way. But, yeah, I'm with Kwame on it.
Yeah.
I said last week, these men, it's like gotten real, acting like some females.
Yeah.
For real. You said cat, I'm like, that's real talk. I'm like, this is not how I expect women to go through this. These grown men.
Yeah. And using the internet to do it. But I guess at this point, they trying to be as marketable and find different avenues to continue that lifestyle. So I guess they're gonna use their platform.
I mean, they got the attention. They probably got more listeners now on their podcast because of this now. So
Yeah.
Unfortunately, black men going at each other on national stage ain't the best look. But if you're talking about ratings, they won. Talking about Kwame Brown being relevant again, he won.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Any takeaways, Stan?
Man, look. Put them all in the same room. That's what I'm waiting on.
Let's go.
That's what I'm waiting on. It's like cool, because Kwame gonna knock them out, and I'm ready for it. Cause you can only talk for so long without there being retaliation. The retaliation is here. I want to know what y'all gonna do. What y'all gonna do?
Cease and desist orders on both sides. I said lawyers got involved. I mean, that's at this point.
Like, hey, we're just gonna stop this.
That's what they did, the legal route.
So they really don't want the smoke.
Did y'all see the Gilbert Arenas interview when he was talking about his issue with Kwame?
Mm-hmm.
He said it was like 20 bodyguards bringing that dude down. 20?
He just Coach Gardner just said he's a big
and y'all want to go against with 2. Okay.
Yeah, good luck.
All right.
That dude from the South. He different.
That boy is from the South with
that
a
dude is different.
Big and country.
Man.
Yeah.
All right, so last thing.
I just hope it get resolved real quickly because it remind me of when JaVale McGee and Shaq. Remember how Shaq was always with clown JaVale McGee?
Right.
Shaq and the fool always had him on there. The social media's going back and forth. Shaq said his mama got involved, told him stop clowning him, and then eventually got a truth. And it was like, here we go again. It's like me and going at it like, yeah, y'all talk about us women.
Well, jeez.
Y'all got sensitive points too, you know. Y'all get into y'all feelings.
Hey, we are human beings, okay?
We all
So
do it.
last topic before we go. That's of course, NBA playoffs. And as you said before earlier, the Knicks won and the 76ers won. The 76ers and the Wizards series is now at 2-0. Knicks and Hawks is 1-1. As you see here, this was prior to those games on your screen. So a little bit of update. Then right now, the Jazz are facing off against the Grizzlies. Grizzlies are up 1-0 at this moment. Spider Mitchell didn't play last game, but he's playing tonight. He's playing right now. Any thoughts in regards to that series? Do you see a possible upset, or will the Jazz go ahead and do the damn thing as the number 1 seed?
No, I think they run the possibility of being upset because Memphis has nothing to lose, and I think that's where why Donovan Mitchell was so adamant about playing. You know what I mean? Right now, you got Dylan Brooks, you got Ja, you got Jaren Jackson. They got a nice group of young hungry guys.
Yeah.
That seem to be as focused, and their coach is really good too. I like their coach. So they, what do they have to lose, especially playing against the number 1 seed? And the Jazz aren't proven. They had the best record, but that's cool. You know what I mean? But what have they done in the playoffs in the last decade? I guess they ain't been relevant since Karl Malone and John Stockton. To be honest with you, that's probably the last time they've been to the finals. So this is definitely a series that they can win. So I would expect them to win. So just keep an eye on that.
Any thoughts, Bunny or Stan?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was an upset. Like Coach said, they have nothing to lose. And then we're not going to sit here and say just because they're in the 8th seed means that they're an 8th seed team. Memphis is hungry. They're resilient. They've got, like Coach said, a lot of young stars on the team. So, and then on top of that, didn't Utah go through early upset feelings last year? Because I remember that boy walked off crying.
Oh, Spider Mitchell.
Yeah. That boy walked off pulling a Chris Bosh, a KD, or anybody else who done cried. So.
No, don't talk about them like that, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just said y'all men are emotional too. I just said that.
She did say that.
Yeah, don't come for
You said.
Well, look.
Disclaimer is out there.
I'm about to say, if you hate me coming for them now, I'll wait till we get to the East. Y'all gonna hate me then.
Only person I tell you come for is anybody on the Clippers squad, and they earned all of that smoke. But here or there.
Perfect segue, because they down 2-0 against the Mavericks. It's not looking good in Clipper Nation. It's all bad. If they lose this series, oh my God! Like
wait, if they lose, who is surprised? I keep telling y'all this from when the bubble happened, when they collapsed like that, and they didn't do any changes in the offseason.
Yeah, they didn't do any. They didn't do it. They let my man go to LA, and LA don't even play him right now, which is
Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah, I don't know why.
But they should be playing him more too. Speaking of,
they definitely need to.
Because his defense is much better.
Right, and then you playing against Doncic, Luka. You know what I mean? And then the unicorn. So man, Luka is serious. Man, I don't know what it is.
That dude different.
It's the wrong team to have to overcome. You know what I mean? Yeah. To try to get your playoffs back on track. So. And they not feeling too well out in LA, so they better get something going.
Because last year,
I don't see how and why at this point.
Because last year the Mavericks could have possibly beaten the Clippers then, but what's the name got hurt? Porzingis got hurt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that's okay. Jamal Murray fixed that for them. He said, "I'm gonna exploit y'all how these Clippers ain't." He did a very good job, and trust me, if he wasn't injured, Jamal Murray be clowning right now. But the Clippers, they showed y'all who they are last summer. That's why I'm like, what's everybody giving this hype again this season? Like, what are y'all looking at that I'm not seeing? Besides the coaching change.
You figure if you got Paul George and Kawhi Leonard on your team, you should be able to make some kind of
noise. Bunny.
Man,
after last season,
you got Tyronn Lewis your coach, and
what do y'all think changed?
Not winning.
Paul George has been inconsistent. It's not easy being consistent. That makes you a super all-star. I get it. Just being an average player is still not easy in the league. You're playing against a lot of average players night after night. However, Paul George has still been so inconsistent with his consistency. It's just like, dude. And I think the Clippers thought they were going to get more of this will go through me. Even though they had Kawhi there. I'm your guy, but you're not that guy to close the game. You don't have that instinct to close it. You know, it's not there. And like I said, you could do 15 points here, 25 there. You need consistency. Ask the Lakers why they lost that first game. When AD has 13 points, the Lakers need 20, 25 for them to win games plus LeBron. When it doesn't happen, this is what you get a loss. They did it last night. You see, it makes a difference. You need 20 from PG-13 or you're not going to win games.
And
I'm
Bunny,
not going to throw on Kawhi because he play defense.
Bunny, question. Why do I call him PG-13? Tell him.
She can start choking again. Playoff P. You acting like playoff P, buddy.
You're killing us, Smooth. Dunk time.
You gotta.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, everybody watching.
Look, we trying to have a live professional show. Smooth out here.
They call him PG-13 because. Hold on, she got to get her red cup. What you got in that red cup? Wait a minute.
What's happening?
She about the red cup today.
You're on mute.
She can't talk right now. She got her laughing too much.
You probably going to have to tell us what it is, Smooth. She can't get it out.
This is like classic TV right now. But yeah, I mentioned last year when the Clippers fell short and Paul George, I just felt like he's a great player, but to me he overrated. And there's a reason why his number is 13, why they call him PG-13, because he can't handle adult things. Flat out. Like I said, great player, but he's just not that guy in which if his team that he's on wins, he's not going to be the reason why they win. He's not that dude. Like I said, very talented, but he needs to be on a team that has someone else, like a Giannis or LeBron or, Steph Curry. Someone else has to be that number one. We was hoping that Kawhi would be that guy, but maybe I don't know.
But look,
I don't know.
both of them had the opportunity to go to the Lakers, and they turned it
Turn it down. Yep.
Trying to be their own man.
Yep. Turn it down. And Kawhi had a good thing in Toronto.
A great thing.
He did.
Great thing.
He had a
it was in
great
the
thing.
East. Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, that team could not easily, because look what happened with what's going on with Brooklyn and Philadelphia now and Milwaukee. But look who beat Milwaukee 3 years ago, Toronto. But he had a great thing there, and they could have. But he wanted to go to L.A. That was his home, but he chose the wrong team.
I want to go home.
Right. He chose the wrong team. Staying on on the West, we have Portland and Denver. Man, Dame Dollar. That dude can shoot from outside the gym and hit nothing but net the way he be shooting them Jays, man. That dude he's incredible. But as you
Does
see,
this shot go further than Steph's shot? They both can shoot from half court.
man,
but
they
he can do
they can do the same exact thing. I don't think one is better than the other. They just on the same damn level in regards to shooting. It's incredible. But at the same time, the series is tied at 1 as it now heads to Portland for the next, I believe, 2 games. Thoughts on that series, anyone?
I think it's a good series. I definitely think it's a good series. It's gonna be, who's gonna have that momentum in the end.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't never count Dame out. But at the same time, the other team, they playing well too. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's a toss up
who
for real.
Who you got?
It's
Yeah,
really a
who you
toss
got?
up, and especially with the Nuggets not having Jamal Murray, that really hurt them. That really hurt them because they were on a roll until he got hurt.
Yeah, I like Jokic though, man. Jokic is the deal though.
Yeah,
He's
is.
the deal.
Yeah,
He's the deal.
I'm gonna go ahead and give a slight edge to the Nuggets. I feel they have more talent. I'm a huge fan of Michael Porter Jr. and that dude been showing out for Denver. He almost won Most Improved Player this past year. That award went to Julius Randle.
As it should have.
And shouts out to Jordan Clarkson. He won 6th Man of the Year from Utah Jazz.
As he should have.
But yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be.
Question.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be maybe a 6-game or maybe a 7-game series, and Denver going to pull it out.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going 7.
Whoever it is, they're not getting past the winner of Phoenix and LA. Whoever it is, they're not getting past them.
Yeah, I was just talking about hardware, and Coach RJ just mentioned Jokic. I'm still in my feelings about the final 3 candidates for the MVP list. Not against Jokic, not against Steph. I'm all for Steph actually getting it over Embiid and Jokic. But I thought they could at least have 2 more people on the finalist list, such as CP3 and either Westbrook or even Bradley Beal, possibly. I think it's political with MVP because I know some people looking at, well, what's the stats? Jokic got the best stats, Embiid got it. But you got Offensive Player of the Year. Well, you got different awards just for your offense and your stats. But if you're talking about how you made your team better, what they gone further in the playoff previous years or what they done in the current season, to me, that's most valuable player. They just show offensive stats. And I'm thinking those guards got shortchanged. Am I tripping or what you think? Like, nah, I'm just leave them 3 there.
I think they definitely create value for their team. I just think, kind of like you said, the how they evaluate that or the terms that they use to create the MVP. I don't think it is. They don't look at all of those categories because the main thing they look at is winning and basically your points per game. You know what I mean? That's really what they're looking at. So that's why you get your Embiid and you get your Jokic because both of those 2 teams are number 1 seeds, and Steph was an 8 seed or could have been, didn't make the playoffs, so he won't win it. Just on that alone. So yeah, I think they would definitely have to, have more clarity to how they pick it. You know what I mean? But those guys that you mentioned, Brad had a hell of a year. I wish he could have won the scoring title. He just missed it, but he lost to Steph. Westbrook really gets no credit for what he does and the things how special he is every day because he makes it look so easy and normal. But if you look around, ain't nobody else doing it. You know what I mean? So, and then his team is struggling in the playoffs, so they probably won't tab it. You know what I mean? It's just that type of deal. They reward winning. That's for sure. I feel.
CP3. I said do co-MVP because y'all could add him on the list. Did he not put them over the edge because the Suns, they missed the playoffs early last year? Added CP3. Y'all looking at a whole different squad.
Yeah,
That's number 2 seed.
You're right. You're right. He definitely did that. I just think, like I said, it ain't enough. That points per game ain't high enough.
You know, some sports writers vouch for me for next season to add some of these players to the list, man. That's always somebody hear my voice and my thoughts on this.
Right. Give you a vote.
Ask them to let you start voting for them. Shit, I don't know.
Right.
And then the last series we have is, as Bunny just brought up, CP3 and the Suns versus the Lakers. 2 in the 7th seed game. Series tied at 1. Is this a series for the Lakers to just take over now because they won that game too?
I give them some time, you know. Well, they are going back home.
Yeah.
It ain't that point. I told y'all AD got to do what he need to do. That's how they lost the first game. He got to be consistent, putting up at least 20 points, or they can't win.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be that easy because, like you said, CP3 is a guy, you know, that's a hell of a competitor, and then people know it or not, Monty Williams is a hell of a coach.
Yes, he is.
He's a hell of a coach, and then you got Devin Booker, one of the most up and coming stars.
He had him back when he was with the Thunder.
Yeah. Devin Booker he's a gangster, man, and shoot. So you got him, and then the rest of they got a good team. They got a really good team. It ain't gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy, but the Lakers should, with their experience, come out. But it depends on how Bron's feeling and AD. So if they're not feeling well, then
sorry.
Totally agree. Let's see. Going to the East, Philadelphia once again over the Wizards. That series 2-0. That series to me is over.
Yeah.
Knicks Hawks series tied at 1. Now as they head to the ATL. That should be electric in the ATL. I expect the fans to be crazy.
I'm gonna be down there. Damn.
You say you will?
I'm gonna be down there this weekend.
Oh damn. Stand by to get it in.
I forgot all about.
I don't know how you forget about that. You going to the ATL? It's gonna be crazy.
Oh no, I ain't forget about going there. I just forgot
about the game.
I forgot about the game.
Got you.
Thought that was gonna hopefully happen while I was
there. You might run to Derrick Rose and Tibbs and all that.
Hey, bro, don't play with me. Hey, bro, boy, let me tell you.
You did that, man. Hey, pictures and interview on the show. Let's go on the spot. Hey, let me know. I zooming in. We'll get you. Jerron Sutton says he would love to see the basketball players do the Nate Robinson that fight each other because they talk more trash than a little bit. Then he said, Smooth, did you hear that Ocho Cinco is getting ready to fight? Yep, I heard about that.
I was like, oh, wow.
Everybody trying to get into it now.
Everybody trying to get their issue off. I don't like you, bro.
And yes, the Clippers are in trouble. Not no might be. They are in trouble. Let's see.
The Clippers are in trouble. That's it. They just.
That's it.
Trouble wings.
Oh, yeah. Milwaukee.
That team will be broken up after this season, I guarantee y'all.
Who will?
The Clippers, they're going to break up that team after.
Yeah, Steve Ballmer going to have a hissy fit.
Tyronn Lue was fat.
After 1 year. He's like, damn, again?
Now y'all going to be looking like, well, maybe Doc wasn't that bad after all.
He wasn't.
He was not the best, though, either, because look at the track record. He wasn't. DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin.
He wasn't.
They couldn't get over
him. Bad. He was just a coach.
No, but you also got to make it easy when you're coaching. I'm sorry. Coach RJ, you could speak on this. Please, I'm not a coach. But usually, if you know, you do adjustments, you're playing the same team in playoffs, you do adjustments. But wouldn't you wanted to make sure that you can make it to where you have a player or something to have your players able to score? And I was mentioning the Clippers specifically with that group with Griffin, TP, and Jordan, because the fourth quarter, they would always stop scoring. That's how they would lose those close games. They would be going to a conference final or semifinal and couldn't get over the hump because they had these big leads. It diminishes, and the fourth quarter is gone because they stopped scoring. It's like Doc wasn't helping them to set up to keep the scoring going, like to make it easy, get y'all some easy shots or something. You got to do adjustments. Maybe, again, I'm not a coach. Maybe I'm tripping, but as a fan, I'm observing some of the plays. I'm like, this is not working.
Right. No, I mean, you can look at it that way. It could also be, there's been times where as a coach you draw up something and they don't go out there and do it. So it could be a situation like
execution.
That. But I don't know. You got to think too with Doc. He did it with Ray Allen, Rondo, Paul, and KG, and all those guys. So it has worked at some point. So I don't know. I mean, the mix might not have been the right mix of guys. You know what I mean? Because you think you named out Jordan, Griffin, and those kind of guys. None of those guys have won anything.
Right.
So it just might not be in them to be winners. You know what I mean? So it couldn't. We can draw it up, but you got to have some gangsters to fulfill that play and make it happen. They got to be some ones that go in there and get it done.
That was why the Knicks didn't win back in the day.
That was the first time and the only time somebody won as well.
Yeah.
So they didn't know how to win prior. And Rondo was really young then. He was a baby.
Mm-hmm. And he been winning ever since too.
Yep.
I like it. I know people don't like him because he holds you accountable like CP, but I like his aggressiveness and his tenacity.
Yeah.
He gets the results. He brings the best out of his teammates. Even if they don't like him.
And that's why it was so important for LeBron to do what he did when he left Cleveland, because he knew that he wasn't going to be able to have that feeling until he was around someone who actually won. And when he went to Miami and joined Dwayne Wade, he learned how to win, and then it was over then. He's like, oh, okay, I got the key now.
Yep.
Let's go. But you couldn't do that during that time in Cleveland because you didn't have no one that won championships.
Nobody.
He had guys like Danielle Marshall. What? Eric Snow. What?
A championshipless Danny.
But like I said, every first championships for a lot of people, they're not around anybody else.
Sasha Pavlicek.
I mean, Warriors. I don't know when the Warriors got their first ring. Who was on that squad? They already won a ring.
Jeff Green.
Who you say?
Jeff
I'm sorry.
Green was on that team.
When Steph and Clay and Draymond, when they got their first ring, Harrison Barnes.
They ain't had
who
nobody.
Else was on that squad that had already won.
They ain't had nobody.
That's why I say it's my point. Sometimes everybody has to be a championship. It's your first one. You're not always gonna be around somebody who's a veteran that's already won.
But besides having Steve Kerr, who played with Jordan and stuff like, and it was under Popovich.
I'm in my feelings because Mark Jackson helped set them out before Steve Kerr got there.
Yeah,
I never forget that because he's still getting played now. They won't give another coaching job. I'm all for trying to get black coaches another opportunity and advance in the league.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Off subject, sorry. Continue.
It's all good. All right, so once again, the Bucks are up 2-0 against the Heat. I think that series is over. The Heat just don't have it in them like they had last year in the bubble. Jimmy Butler hasn't been effective, assertive like he was last year. And then the other series, Brooklyn, Boston, that's a wrap. Do you see anybody really, y'all, in the East that can contend with Brooklyn if KD, Kyrie, and Harden are all playing, are not injured?
I do.
When you say contend, you like talking about taking them to 6 games?
No, can anyone in the East defeat them if
yes.
they are all on the same accord and not injured?
Yes.
The only person I can think close would be the Bucks.
Nope.
Not even Philly. Not even Philly to me.
I like Philly. Like Philly.
Yeah,
I'm opposite.
Yeah, all
good
choices.
About who never won together, who haven't won anything, that group proves that.
All good choices.
All right.
All wrong.
Who you got?
Stan, go ahead.
All wrong.
Floor is yours.
The only team that can beat the Brooklyn Nets, and I'm going to explain it after I say it, is the Brooklyn Nets. Because let's face it, you got three people who have beaten themselves on one team. Shall we run through it? I'll even say the best for last. Let's start with Kyrie. Okay? Let's start with Kyrie, right? So his first season, right, he gets injured. The Boston Celtics go all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. All the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. Take the Cavs to, what was that, 7 games? Took them to a 7-game series, right? This is while Kyrie's sitting on the sideline just watching, waiting, like, dang, man, I could really do it. Kyrie comes back. Not even going to talk about his on-the-court behavior. Let's talk about the off-the-court behavior. This was the time when we still don't know exactly what is going on with that man, But ever since that second year in Boston, he has been constantly saying basketball is not his focus. He has been taking stances, though it's appreciated, been taking stances on social injustices and police brutality and all of that. And I get that, and we thank you. But there are other athletes that are doing that as well, and basketball is still their main focus, sir. I don't know what personal things he has going on, but it affects his game. It's affected his game for the past 3 years. And now you're on a team right now that you missed the majority of the season for personal reasons, which we still don't know what's going on, but all those personal reasons, you're seen somewhere without a mask, doing all these things without any protocol in mind. You're doing all that, so that's how Kyrie is going to defeat Kyrie. James Harden ain't made it past the third round his entire damn career. Let's just call it what it is. He ain't got it. He was a paper MVP. He's a paper playoff player. Y'all expect this great man to show up. Y'all expect the chef to whip it up. He leaves all his tools at home. The gas is cut off. Ain't no food in the fridge. He ain't got no knives. That's what happens in the playoffs. And last,
your favorite player,
but certainly not least, the man who is the picture next to the phrase, if you can't beat them, join them.
Oh.
And then when you join them and they don't appreciate you the same way that your old team didn't appreciate you, what'd you say, Bunny? Get catty. No, you didn't say that. Coach said that. Get catty. Bunny said get in your feelings. He got in his feelings. He had an issue with Draymond. He was on the first thing smoking out of there. Injury and all. A serious injury, too. His Achilles. You mean to tell me you going to leave off an Achilles injury? Be like, man, I just got to be anywhere but here. All because y'all had a disagreement early in the season? Early in the season, and you held on to that. There's a lot of ego on this team. And unfortunately, the ego belongs to the biggest 3 members on this team. When it first started, what was that, last year, when everybody was saying Kyrie and KD gonna be together, what'd I say from the jump? It wasn't happening. I said that from jump, and I will stand by it until the day that team is eventually disbanded because it didn't work. The only thing that is standing in the way of the Brooklyn Nets is the Brooklyn Nets, and that's not something that I'm thinking is going to happen. That's something that has happened time and time again. If we want to look at the reality, all 3 of these people got together to beat the man that they either need or hate. Because he kept them out of it. KD got an issue with Bron. Kyrie got an issue with Bron. Last year, Harden got an issue with Bron. He need to have an issue with his old team, which he does, which is why he's not there anymore. But that's another story. They made this super team. Yeah, they're going to get through this first round. I really hate it had to be to the Celtics. I really hate Jason Tatum got to get a first round exit. I hate it. But that's what has to happen. Where's the bracket? Whoever the second round team is going to be. Hold on, we're pulling up the bracket. Give me a second. Between Milwaukee, oh man, I'll say it right now. I don't look. If it is the Bucks, which it probably will be, that's a tough game for the Nets. That's a tough series for the Nets right there. I don't think they'll make it past that. Everybody there is used to at least a second round. Well, Harden is. Harden's used to that second round bye. He got it with the Rockets and he got it with the Rockets twice, with and without Westbrook. It happens. These are players that don't they show up one time and then they never show up again. And it seems like everybody's big one time was in 2016 or 17. And then it doesn't happen again.
So you saying they gonna lose?
Yes, I'm saying they gonna lose. They got together to beat a man. They're not gonna get nowhere close to seeing him.
So we all saying the same thing. They can be beat.
They can definitely be beat by themselves, if not the Bucks.
Bunny, any rebuttal?
Well, let's just wait and see. But I still say the Nets will win it out the East, but I think the Bucks can still give them a run for it.
All right. Well,
it's this game series if they get to playing.
Well, with that being said, folks.
Plus, on top of that, Giannis gotta.
He on a mission.
He still gotta make that promise to Kobe. Y'all remember when Giannis won MVP? He texted Kobe, "What's next?" And Kobe said, "Championship."
Right.
He still got to do that.
Can you do it with that
He ain't
squad?
gonna make it with that coach.
I'm about to say, can you do it with that
not
squad?
Gonna make it with that. He need to come on down to Chicago.
It ain't gonna happen.
But yeah, with that being said, that is our show for this Wednesday's edition.
Oh,
Coach,
damn, we gonna end it like that.
yes, that's it, Coach. I mean, hey, Stan, you ended off in perfect fashion. I love it. Hot take, I love it. Coach, thanks you once again for being on our show, man, and just stay on after we end the stream. We can have a little post-show talk real quick. Won't be long. But thank you very much for being part of our show, man, once again.
No problem. No problem.
And for those watching, it's been fun. Great having Stan back, Bunny.
Oh, man, it feels great being here.
You up next. Come on with it. Let's get it.
Come home.
Come home to the getaway.
Bunny, come home.
Get away to the getaway. All right.
Come on to your paradise in paradise.
And hopefully soon we'll start having, special guests come on back here as well and chop it up like we always do. But once
get
again,
35 nasal swab tests. We're gonna do this the right way.
but yeah, everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Platform Sports Talk Show, your Wednesday night sports delight. Another great one. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Like it, retweet on Twitter, of course. On YouTube, subscribe, click on that.
Good old-fashioned bell.
Because anytime we go live.
Stanton, Smooth, Coach RJ, and anybody else out there will be notified.
There it is.
So long. She done took all the lines.
Take it all. He just take it over.
I'm on a roll. I mean, Stan, you was on
Look, I knew you was gonna do it. I was like, she gonna do it. I know she gonna do it.
No, I ain't.
I'm just gonna let her do it. Here we go.
Up.
I'm like, where that bell at? There it is.
Yeah.
Right there, live in living color.
There you go. So once again, check us out every
Shout out
Wednesday.
Sabrina getting the
Oh, yeah,
endorsements
she ain't
already.
playing.
She got like 2 in the bag at least.
And then second game had like a triple-double already.
Man,
the
look.
youngest in WNBA. She different.
She's a product of that great old University of
yeah.
Oregon.
Oh, yeah. All right. But, yeah, we out of here, yo, Wednesday night sports delight when it's about sports.
Come on, Stan, I've been stealing it. Go ahead.
No, that was yours. That was yours.
No, I've been stealing your part. Now I'm saying for one, flip it. Go ahead.
All right. I'll do it again. When it's about sports.
It becomes our business. And business definitely picked up.
There we go. And with that being said, we out, ride, we out. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.